How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the HR Office Podcast, live here on twitch.tv/Greg Twitch. I promise, I've opened every podcast the last 3 months of I promise I'm going to change the name of the channel. But as always, I'm your host, Greg. I'm joined here by May. Say hello.
Hello, and yes, there are people out there who have not seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah. For people who are wondering what's going on, you should come and watch the live streams because we do a little thing before the podcast starts, and it's just us getting ready, but we have instances like Brohan1234 over here going nani for us saying that none of us have watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but Kanan, Chrissy, and Syria absolutely are a clown on JoJo, which I've been meaning to watch JoJo. You've been meaning to watch JoJo. It's just I haven't watched JoJo. Mm-hmm. And also we have Mira. Say hello. This is episode 26. Year-long anniversary. Our year anniversary for doing the HR Office Podcast. So congratulations to ourselves. We're done. We're just going to leave. Thank you guys very much for watching it.
Bye. We'll go back to play Fire Emblem.
Go back and play Fire Emblem again. Regardless, 1 year of podcast. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk anime manga. You got a new job. You went to Disneyland. I want to hear all the details about Galaxy's Edge. You finished one of the campaigns for Three Houses. Routes, you mean? Routes campaigns. It's a similar concept. It's like, I'm saying campaigns because I just finished Leon's campaign in Resident Evil 2, which I will also be talking about that. You're also going to detail the meme war Nintendo is allowing with its English voice actors, which is fucking great. I always say Nintendo's allowing it. No, it's just Nintendo's been great about the memes. They've been really good in recent years about good memes. Brief Shadowbringers update. Got Resident Evil 2. I'm broken because of a couple things, and Mira, you're going to head that topic of how broken I really am. We're actually going to talk music because it's related to something. New Slipknot record's fucking incredible. Unplugged from the last two hardest Unplugged from the last two hardest reset videos, which are all Fire Emblem Three Houses videos, and all of that fun stuff. And talk about our favorite memories from the last year of podcasts. Brohan1234 asks, and I'm going to go ahead and detail it right now. For those who may be watching on Twitch, you can go to youtube.com/hardestreset for our whole backlog of podcasts. We upload all the podcasts on there, and it's going to be in its own little playlist. They go up the following day, so every Monday they go up on YouTube, but we stream them live every Sunday because it's a weekend and we're all off on Sunday. We also have other stuff on there like the Homebrewers, which is our D&D campaign that we're doing right now with or other members of Hardest Reset. We have gameplay videos. We've done shorts. We've done meme videos. It's pretty great. It's a lot of great content on there. YouTube.com/Hardest Reset. So, before we get into all the positive stuff, this is all going to come as a surprise to you because we talked about what we could be opening the podcast with, but I'm going to do it very differently. We're a comedy podcast. We're a comedy group. We're a comedy YouTube channel. We make fun content. We try our best to make. We've been serious before in the past in talking about certain situations, which I know you two both know what I'm talking about. But part of our love, which is video games, has been in the media recently for some very depressing... Stupid on the front of the people blaming video games for what had happened in El Paso and Dayton. Same to the people that are blaming heavy music. As a fan of heavy music, I've felt that as well. And I was gonna say I was gonna say something about it. I was gonna say something along the lines of video games don't incite violence, but none of us gamers are stupid. We know that it doesn't cause violence. We know that there's a bigger thing that'll happen, and we generally don't get political per se on the podcast, aside from very rare occurrences. But what I did want to do is, number one, just for if there's anyone who has who happens to be watching, whether they roll through today on Twitch or they end up watching this on YouTube, I sadly for these shootings, usually they have a Kickstarter or GoFundMe, and I like to see where's the charity effort going to. And it's weird because from the people that I'm familiar with that usually post that stuff, I haven't seen anything. So if anyone is watching this on YouTube and you have any charities, please post them in the comments. Please let us know what charities are there. I know you can do a simple Google search, but I want to people who are highlighting actual charities. I want people to be able to donate and give their support, their monetary support to help the hundreds of people who were affected by these last 2 shootings. And it's sad. What I will say is I subbed, and there's just a lot of blaming something a lot of people do, and they're just blaming something a lot of people like to do. I'm botching my words, but yeah, it's you know, we all know that like video games don't cause violence, that heavy music doesn't cause violence, that anime doesn't cause violence, that media doesn't cause violence. There's a bigger issue. And, you know, it happened 20 years ago with games like Dune and artists like Marilyn Manson. Various video games like Grand Theft Auto and various forms of heavy music like Slipknot, even Linkin Park at one point for a smaller scale travesty that happened. I'm talking like early to mid 2000s. You know, there's always just been this whole kind of scapegoat idea. And, I mean, I think people in their right minds know that we need to not scapegoat. There needs to not be a scapegoat at all. But what I did want to do, just to kind of wrap it back up, is we're not going to sit here and talk about why video games don't cause violence. I think us having a group of things talking about a little bit of music, which I'm going to talk about with the new Slipknot record that I've listened to it like 5 or 6 times through already. Yeah, bro, they blame Pong for being violent. I don't fucking doubt it. You know, it's insane what's been going on. But I feel like with the topics that we got here, you know, it's going to be just positive, talking about games that we love and kind of showing that, like, you know, we have a passion and it helps us unplug, because our personal lives are various forms of fucked up. Everyone's personal lives, whether you think, I shouldn't say you think, whether you're going through a good patch or a rough patch, you have your releases, you have your things that help you feel better. What helps you feel better are all your husbandos and Fire Emblem 3 houses. What helps you feel better is maybe having a rough day at work and coming home and playing Sims, or if you had a really angering day, like snapping some zombies necks and Last of Us, you know. Which I know someone could possibly take that out of context and be like, see, that means that they need violence. Like, no, you're getting your release out in a positive way. You're like, I'm going to play this video game, get my anger out that way. It's also why I've always gravitated towards heavy music. It's why I've listened to metal and metalcore and hardcore and punk and stuff like that, because that helped me through so much as a kid, and it still continues to help me through a lot now. It's why I love playing video games like Doom and the latest, like Doom and Wolfenstein, the new games that have been out, are perfect examples of games that I love to play, that are over the top on the violence, but it's just like, oh my god, I just chainsawed a demon straight in half. It's fucking awesome. When we get mad, we get mad. When we get mad, if we get mad, we break our own stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've broken a controller before. I've been very angry at a game before, but there's no violence that's in. It's a bit. Point being, there's a bigger issue that, you know, we 3 people who do fun content, you know, we're not going to sit here and discuss, but we're going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about video games we're passionate about and that we love. I'm going to talk about music that I love. We're going to talk about the memories and the people that we've met because of things like video games, and just have a really fun, positive podcast. I already put the call out if anyone knows any charities to share the charity, so people who are monetarily able, or at least want to share around, like, if you have the money, share this, so that way we can help those who are in need. Because as human beings, that's what we got to do. What I am going to do is just ask for, I mean, I know I've been the one talking, but just a brief moment of silence for those that have been lost last weekend. And then we're just going to jump straight into us talking about Animanga and the fact that, you may not have been there, but celebrate the fact that you had a new job. So if we can just a brief moment of silence. Alright. So Animanga and Mira's new job. That is the first topic that we have. So, May, you and I went to a convention last Saturday. We went to Animanga with Kanan, Suya, and Brad. We went there. Mira, you did not get to go, but it was...
Kanan, Suya, and Brad?
Chrissy, Suya, and Brad. I said Brad twice.
Took me a second.
Kanan, Chrissy, Suya. I switched Kanan and Brad because those are the interchangeable names for Brad. Chrissy, Brad, and Suya. That's the easier way to say it. So we went, the 5 of us went to Animanga. What did you think about Animanga?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, it was kind of small, but I still enjoyed it. It was a cute little con. It was inside, so I didn't die of the heat, because it was actually really hot that day.
With the amount of people that they had crammed into that small area, because for people who don't know, Animongo was a convention at the Pomona Fairplex, in one of the big buildings that they have. Like, for example, if you go to the LA County Fair, they have, like, the vendors and, like, all of these giant buildings. But they had it in just one of those buildings. And it was interesting. They had the exhibition area first, then this big middle area of a bunch of arcade games, which was really cool. And then you had the artist alley, and then you had the big stage. And then, like, on the right-hand side as you're walking in, it's where, like, autographs and stuff were at. Excuse me. So, you liked that it was small?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Would you go again next year?
I would.
It was... I gotta say, I know we were only there for a few hours, but those few hours... I will say this, though. If they did not have that arcade section, I would have been like, ugh, I don't know.
Really?
Because my thing is seeing the way that they laid out, the fact that they had the arcade section. We were there for a few hours, but I know just in that arcade area alone, I could have spent like a day and a half there. Because there's so many different games that we could have clowned on some like old fighting games and all that crazy shit. It sounds like a great time. It actually was. You know, it's like it's. Of course, I go to conventions for different things. Like, I went to that convention it was a long week at work. I was ready to unwind, ready to see some friends.
Yeah.
I was up early because I had to take Mira to work, which we'll get to you in a moment. But, it's like, I would say if they didn't have the arcade thing, I would say, okay, it was still fun, but I would be uncertain if I would want to go next year. I want to go next year alone just for that arcade section, because I want to see... all the... Because they had... It wasn't just like, hey, we have an arcade game here and there. They had, like, a whole row of rhythm games. They had a whole row of, like, fighting games. They had an area of, like, a bunch of classic consoles ranging from Atari 2600 to, like, PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era, which was really fucking cool. We got to play... Chrissy and I got to play Atari Pac-Man, which was really... That's weird. Anyone who's ever... People who've never played Atari Pac-Man... this was way back in the day where, you got to remember, back in the early 90s, like, big old arcade cabinets was able to house a lot more than a tiny cartridge that goes into a game system. And that's like, that was like the Atari 2600 was like the birth of, like, home gaming. So a lot of those games they were really brought down. So you just had a little Pac-Man and a bunch of dashes, and then the ghosts were just like little blobs. It wasn't until the NES came out, which is when they were able to bring the actual arcade cabinet style Pac-Man there. But the other thing that I realized is when you grab the big dots that turn the ghosts translucent where you can get them, that lasts way shorter in Atari. That's why Chrissy and I died a lot. But that was fun. We got to play a table flipping game, which we got some video of that. It was really cool. So you would go next year? What okay, I'm going to go back a moment. What did you like about the convention? You said it was smaller, but like, what all did you like about the convention?
I liked the artist alley. I liked the vendors, and I just liked seeing the cosplayers.
There were some cool cosplays that they had.
I'm a simple person. When I go to cons, I mainly go there for artist alley, dealers hall, and cosplays.
There's nothing wrong. Everyone goes to a convention for different reasons, and no reason is the right reason. Mm-hmm. I like on occasion going to see if there's like really good panels. Going to see panels. I wanted to see KG Tang, but I didn't really see him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was supposed to be there Saturday. I don't know if anything changed, or if he was there, we were in the areas that he wasn't at. Yeah. Maybe he was at a panel, or he was like getting food or whatever. Which I hope they fed him well, because KG Tang is great. Yeah. But it was. It's a lot like music for me, where small events, going to a venue, music wise, like Chain Reaction, is like us going to Animonga. It's a small venue. You got like 200 or 300 people there. It's a small stage, and it's way more intimate. And then you have things like your AXs, which is going to like an arena show to see like Panic at the Disco, for example.
I like the food vendors too.
There were some cool food trucks outside, but the food vendors inside were cool too.
I wish AX would do that, but they don't have enough space for that. That's the thing. They have barely enough space to put those soda people.
Those soda people, though, were actually... That was a clever thing that they ended up doing.
Is that what it is? Soda
it was,
They don't even have enough room for attendees, so...
Yeah, so they wouldn't have enough
that
room
is very true. They don't have that much room.
Because the other Animanga had freaking hot dog on a stick.
They had a hot dog on a stick in there, yeah. That was crazy.
And I wish AX got that, but they're too cheap to
You
get
wish
that. Let's
AX
be real.
had hot dog on a stick.
Yeah, but they're not going to ever get it because they're too cheap.
That's very true.
Speaking of AX, tickets are going on sale
Oh my
this
god,
Friday already.
seeing the initial price of 4-day badges that are early bird, that is...
And they're not doing Black Friday or Cyber Monday. They're taking that out completely.
That's fucking stupid.
I'm so glad I'm not going.
Yeah, Mira and I literally looked at the stuff that they were doing. I looked at Mira, I'm like, I'm glad we're not going next year. I'm glad we're considering RTX next year instead.
Yeah.
Because, well, RTX, I mean, if I'm going to be spending that much on a convention,
Might as
I'm
well
going
go
to
to RTX.
That's even more amazing. It sounds like just jaw-dropping. It was cool. Like, I feel like, you know, the Pomona Fairplex just recently started getting used for, like, anime events. Because Anime Impulse, we've gone all 3 years they've done Anime Impulse. 2017, 2018, 2019. And they utilize that area of the Fairplex.
And they also have another con that goes with it. The
Asian American Expo, which that's always great.
I don't know if you noticed, but when we went to Animanga, I didn't see anybody for there, but apparently they had a hot tub expo.
I had Hot Tub Expo.
I didn't see anybody part of that, but
I would love to see a dude cosplayed as a hot tub. That would be awesome.
Next year I'll go and I'll cosplay a hot tub. I'll promote.
And I'll be a dude in a towel, and you'll be the hot tub.
Yep,
There you go.
I'll promote.
Yes,
we'll
we have to do
promote
it.
Hot Tub Expo.
Me, who has never been to a con. I mean, depending on your area, there's...
I would say start out
small.
Start out the small
Smaller
cons.
cons, yeah.
I mean, unless you're like me, who is crazy and went with friends. My first con was AX in 2007, and that con wasn't as big as it was now, but it's still one of the bigger cons.
That was back when it was in Long Beach, right?
Yes.
You went to
So
one
I
Long
would
Beach.
say if you're gonna start with a small con. That way you can get used to it and work your way up.
And depending on where you're located, whether it's in the States or in Canada or in Europe or wherever,
Or just
there's
anywhere, really.
any area, there are so many conventions for so many things. And also, like, if you don't want to go to an anime con, you could go. They got various comic cons. They got various like geek expos and stuff like that.
And I would say, even if you're not a comic book fan, like I'm not a huge comic book fan. I mean, fans.
In the States, yeah.
I like Marvel, for example. I like some DC. I'm not a huge fan, but
You're way more of a Marvel.
I'm more of a Marvel
DC,
fan, and even then, I don't really read comics. But I still think going to a Comic-Con would be fun. It's still enjoyable.
If you're ever in the Southern California area, and this is anyone who's listening to this, I'd say the perfect comic expo is WonderCon. I think WonderCon, it's the best put together. It's put together by the people that do San Diego Comic-Con, but it's on a way smaller scale.
It's easier to get into.
And also that Anaheim Convention Center is fucking beautiful. Like, you got a lot of, and it's right at the beginning of spring as well, so the weather's kind of.
And you're across the street from Disneyland.
The
best place.
And we're gonna get to Disneyland because you went recently. You went with Chrissy for her. Well, it was a belated birthday gift because it was the day after her birthday, but it was still good. Yeah, it's small cons are fun. Big cons are fun. There's just cons are fun, and it's like get your feet wet with the smaller one, and then jump on into a bigger one.
Yeah.
And also just look around to see the cons that people are talking about. The cons that people continually either swear by or like, hey, like, I'm going to this con, a lot of people like this con, and then just go, and it's a lot of fun.
And if you've never cosplayed before, it gives you a chance to take a look at all the cosplays people have done. Because I know a lot of people, I've read stories where they had never cosplayed, they went to a con, they saw the cosplaying, and the next time they went to another con, they started cosplaying, did their very first cosplay, and they had a blast. So it's a good way to introduce someone to cosplay, just, start out small.
It's a good way to mingle with cosplayers and get to, like, walk up to them and be like, hey, I like your cosplay, and maybe start chatting about how, like, if you see someone with a big bill, it's like, go with friends, have a great time.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean,
and also don't feel like you have to go all days. If you want to, like, go one day at, like, a 3-day event and you want to go just on the Saturday, go on the Saturday, get your feet wet. Like, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, you can still go solo, but I feel like going with friends is a lot more fun than solo. But some people do go solo. And, that's perfectly fine. It's however you want to do it.
Find the way that you can go.
And at least there's pros and cons to both going solo and with friends.
Yeah.
I've heard both sides, so it really depends on your preference.
It's good. Yeah, it's go with some friends, and if not too many, even if you go solo, make new friends, hang out, chat about people's cosplays, and have a good time. It's always fun. But shifting over here to you, Mira. So you sadly did not get to go to Animanga, but we do get to celebrate the fact that after months of trying your best. You got a job, and you got a really not just a job, a great job that's perfect for you.
I'm giving a round of applause.
I don't want to say any more because I want you to talk what you feel comfortable about. Tell us if you want to about chat about
exactly.
JoJo.
You can chat about JoJo.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
People. There are so many JoJo fans at cons. I've seen so many cosplays. You will find somebody.
I will say I don't watch JoJo, but every JoJo cosplayer I've seen has been phenomenal.
Yes.
Their makeup is just insane, like god tier with how good they are.
But
anyway, so whatever you want to talk about, great job, clap clap. Anyway, so you got a new job. Tell us about it. If you whatever you're comfortable, because I know usually you don't want to go like, well, I work at this spot specifically. Anyway, so just tell us about your new job and what you've been doing.
TLDR, I work at a library now.
As someone who has been, you've always been a book lover. Is it natural to be in like an element like that just because like that's your element? Mm-hmm. What are some of your? I mean, I know.
What do you do? Like, I don't think I've asked what you've done.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I'm more or less like a librarian, but not with the official title. I basically just like my official title is library assistant, wow. So I just help the librarians in the library with whatever.
So do you put away like books and stuff? Do you assist people when they come to you?
Yeah, I help people get new library cards. I check books in and out. I put books away. All that jazz.
Didn't you say you helped with kids the other day?
They come up to me here and there whenever I work in the kids section, but otherwise, I mean.
They recently had because it was right before school had started, they had like a kids program that was going on.
They had a summer reading program.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
They also have story time on Thursdays, so like, nice. And Thursday I was in there to start off my shift, so I got to hear the story time and like kids were coming all around. And
that's fun.
Do they have like an animal section in that library too?
They do. It's so pretty.
Aww.
Yeah.
And then, like, on Saturdays for about an hour and a half, they have what they call a rooftop garden, and they open up, and there's, like, a big giant tortoise up there.
Ooh.
That you can go up there and, like, pet.
While you guys go to the Persona event, and I'm dropping her off at work,
you're going to stick around and
look at the tortoise? Stick around and see the tortoise.
Does it have a name?
Pumpkin.
Is it a boy or girl?
I haven't actually gone and seen it, because I was having to do other stuff.
I'm going to assume Pumpkin is a girl.
I have
Did you just assume a turtle's gender?
I did assume a turtle's gender. Y'all should just... No.
What do you count as kid?
Like
elementary school?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Like elementary school.
Like actual little kids.
Like up till like 5th grade. That's a little kid.
I mean, by technicality, you're
middle school is like preteen.
Preteen.
Yeah, say when you hit 6th grade, to me that's preteen. Yeah. So kindergarten to 5th grade is a kid to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have like babies in there because their parents will bring like their strollers and walk around with like they have like babies and toddlers, and the toddlers like run around in the kids section and they'll have the strollers with the babies.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the kids go in there for the animals. Yep. Understandably.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, understandably.
Because there's
okay, good.
Yeah.
There's like rabbits. There's like a couple snakes. There's birds. It's really cute.
That's good. Sounds like a fun time.
I'm about to say,
I'm basically a librarian, but without the title.
You were telling me when you came back from your first day, you're just like, I'm really gonna like it here. And as someone who, you've done the dirty work. You've worked factory, warehouse. Yeah. You did retail back in college. You're like you're in an office. It's hot here in Southern California, so you're in the air conditioner. Yeah. You're around books, which you love, and it's really nice. So I was like, I've been really happy for you. It's like while you may not have been at Annie Manga, it was actually really cool. That's like, hey, she's not here because she's got a fucking job. You know what I mean?
Making money is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's really, really nice. And when you have a job, you make money, and when you make money, you can save money, and when you save enough money to buy a new house, you could go to Disneyland, like what May did recently.
I was like, where are you going?
I'm like, just trust me, I'm making the transition
because the
here.
joke is to buy a Disneyland ticket, you have to take out a second mortgage.
And you don't even have a first mortgage.
But you don't even have a first mortgage. That's how expensive Disneyland is.
So you went to Disneyland.
I thought that was just life in general.
Oh, it is, but yeah. But basically, so, yes, I went to Disneyland on Friday. So basically, Mira, because you've never gone to Disneyland, so... Depending on when you go, the time of year, like, because we went in the summer, they raise the price on tickets.
They do.
So, an adult ticket for just the park itself, just to go to Disneyland, was $150.
It's not including a park hopper to go.
Yeah, if you wanted a park hopper to go to both, that's almost like, I think
it's like $215 to $220.
No, it's like almost $300.
Oh,
just to go.
So I'm talking the winter prices. Oh,
yeah. She just said they jacked.
Yeah, they jacked it, especially, and they jacked it up because Star Wars
Galaxy's
Edge is out. Oh, they raised the price of parking too. It used to be $20. I had to pay $25.
Okay, I was expecting like
That's
30 to 35.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I went last time, it was 20.
Yeah.
So I was expecting 20, but when she said 25, it's a good thing. I mean, I still use my card for most of the things, but I just gave them $40 and I cried a little bit because I wanted to use that for the park itself.
There's something that happened at Animonga really quick. I want to say I'm so glad that people that are doing parking are now taking card. That's
what they did before.
It depended. It strongly depended on where you were going.
Some places only do cash.
Yeah, but like most places are not doing card, which is nice. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I went to Disneyland on Friday because Chrissy's birthday was on Thursday, so I figured we'd celebrate on Friday.
Which happy late birthday to Chrissy.
Happy day around the sun. It was pretty great. So
she is that age.
Yes. So I don't know if you know, Greg. I know Miranda doesn't know. So you know you can get buttons near City Hall, right, to say that you're celebrating something?
Yeah.
Or like you got married?
Yeah.
Well, I had never gotten one of those buttons. That was the first time I got the buttons. It turns out they did a faster way now. They have the buttons outside City Hall, and you can go to any one of the stores, and they'll write the name on there for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I got a button.
Wait,
so
what?
So at Disneyland, what they used to do is, so they have certain buttons, like these round buttons. Some of them were saying like, happy birthday, or I'm celebrating. They have ones for if it's your first time. They have that. They have ones for if you just got married.
Yeah,
it's called happily ever after. You and your significant other can wear it. So it's a thing that Disneyland does. You can do it for funsies. Well, I had heard about these buttons. I had never got one in the years I've gone to Disneyland. So I told Chrissy I wanted to get one of those buttons. So they used to do it where you went inside this place called City Hall.
And it's on Main Street.
It's on Main Street, yeah. And it's basically like, also it's a place if you lose your kid, they take them there. It's like a lost and found. Or they have like...
Take your kid to City Hall, they got lost,
Take your kid to City Hall. Yeah. Or like if you need disability services, or if you need to sign up for something. They have that there. The help center, basically, yes.
But because it's in City Hall, which for Mira, when you first walk in the gates of Disneyland, you walk into what's called Main Street.
Because it's the main street, literally.
That goes straight up to the Cinderella's castle. Yeah.
Yes. So I had never gone. I told Chrissy I wanted to go get a button because I've always wanted those. I see those. So we did. Well, they used to do it where you went in City Hall and they wrote your name on it. But because now the line was so long, one of the staff members said it's faster if you just go to one of the stores. They write it for you for free.
Nice.
So we just went to one of the sales people in one of the Main Street stores. And they basically just wrote Chrissy's name on hers, and then they asked me what I wanted, and they just wrote a message on mine. So we just wore it. And the best thing is when you wear these buttons, if the cast member notices, they'll say something depending on what part of Disneyland you're in. Like when you go to Galaxy Edge and they see you have a birthday one, I think, what did they tell her? I think they said happy day around the sun year or something.
Something related to Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Happy year around the sun.
Happy year around the sun.
Robert says Greg is Big Dome.
Yeah, happy year around the sun. I forgot what other places do. Some cast members just said happy birthday, but depending on where you go is what
they can make a theme.
Yeah, they tailor it based on what place you went to. Yeah, so we got one of those buttons, and then we just went around to various rides. It actually wasn't that crowded like I was afraid it was going to be. It was, there were quite a few people.
You want to why? Because this last week's school actually started. So, not for everyone, but...
Yeah, but the thing is, I was afraid that it was still going to be crowded because I still saw a lot of kids there.
Yeah.
So, I figured it, because, school did start, I was like, okay, it's probably going to be somewhat crowded. It wasn't as bad, though. We were still able to navigate. We were still able to go on every single ride we wanted to.
Right.
And we still were able to go eat places. So we still got through it.
So my biggest question, and the thing is, tell me all the details. Tell everyone about Galaxy's Edge.
It's gross. Don't go. It's nasty.
Fuck you.
Nobody likes it.
I'm gonna fucking go. I don't care. I gotta go. Like, I've been so excited to go to Galaxy's Edge because you're scooting away from me. Oh no. I know. Star Wars was, oh no, now everyone's scooting away from me.
You got intense for a second, so I scooted away.
No.
Bootaloo.
Okay. But, no, Star Wars was my introduction to sci-fi. I think I've told that on the podcast before. But Star Wars was my introduction to sci-fi. My dad introduced it to me when I was a really little kid. He sat me down. He had the VHSs before the 1997 remakes, which were fucking stupid. Oh no, what is she doing? No! He is J. Or he is N bracket. There you go. You fucked up your own joke!
The silent shit.
I love that. That's like, shit. But, It's like my dad introduced me when I was a little kid. Star Wars, how I got into sci-fi, and the re-emergence of Star Wars has been really great, and I've been really happy. So when I found out they were making Star Wars Land, now Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I've been really excited, and now I know people who have actually gone that are sitting in this room right now. So tell me all about it.
Okay, so, it is pretty true to Star Wars. Like, basically, so I realized I recognized the little shop area because, well, how long has it been since you've been on Star Tours?
I went. The last time I went was when I went with you back in 2012.
They didn't change it for Star Wars, did they?
No, so what had happened was the last time we went, they added the stuff for the first 6 movies.
Oh, yeah.
That was like the very, if I remember correctly, it was the very start of when they started changing up and randomizing stuff.
What is it? The Force Awakens is the first one, right? Or
Force Awakens was the first new one.
That's what it is. I always get confused.
That wasn't until 2015.
Okay.
So I haven't gone since. Okay. I haven't gone since Disney has acquired movies.
Okay, so one of the things I noticed is when you go on Star Tours, because they updated it for the movies, I'm waiting for them to eventually update it for the last one.
For the Rise of Skywalker.
For Rise of Skywalker, yeah. So, in one of the planets, when you finish your tour, you land on the planet, that little, like, marketplace. I don't know if you remember I showed you when I filmed it for you.
Yeah, that's the Tatooine marketplace.
Yeah, Tatooine marketplace. So that is in Galaxy's Edge. Like, it looks like it. So we pretty much walked through it.
It almost looks like the way I saw it in the video that you had sent me. It kind of looks like the marketplace from Phantom Menace a little bit.
I think it is, yeah.
It's because I know they're kind of mishmashing a little of Mos Eisley, a little bit of the Tatooine we saw in Phantom Menace, because I know they're 2 different cities and whatnot.
But basically, when we walked there, it was like I was in another world. I didn't even feel like I was in Disneyland anymore because the atmosphere it's so different from Disneyland itself, because the way they have the scenery and the way the staff's interacting. I will say, walking around, because we just randomly we got off Thunder Mountain Railroad, and I was like, oh, Star Wars is over here, we might as well go check it out because I wanted to, and Chrissy said okay. So we went. While walking, I was trying to originally find the Millennium Falcon ride. We didn't know where it was, so we were wondering. I found where they're going to have the other ride, the Rise of Resistance at.
Yeah.
I found that one. I thought that was where the Millennium Falcon ride was, because I was like telling Chrissy, oh yeah, let's go on here. And then I saw it was closed, and I was confused. And then I realized, because I saw the wait time, the sign at Disneyland when you're waiting for the ride to tell you how long it's going to take to get on. It was not lit. Nothing was there. And I was like, this must be where the Rise of Resistance ride is. And it made sense, because across the way, there's an X-Wing sitting there.
Oh, that's cool.
Like a scenery.
All right,
so I was like, oh, okay, this is where the other is. So eventually we wandered around, and then we found, what's the name of the Millennium Falcon ride? Smuggler's Edge? Smuggler's
Run, I think. Or
something like that. Yeah.
It's Smuggler something.
Yeah, Smuggler something, yeah. But we found that, and of course the Millennium Falcon is like right there. That's how you know the ride is right there.
They missed the opportunity to call it the Kessel Run.
The what?
The Kessel Run.
The Kessel.
That's the
in Solo, the run that he does with Lando.
The one that they brag
when they load up the Millennium Falcon. After okay.
The one that they brag about doing in less than 12 parsecs.
Let me talk to you about this real quick. So remember when we went and saw Solo? And we got to the part. I slept through most of it. And we got to the part where it was actually good with Lando Calrissian.
Yes.
And they go on that mission after they get the Millennium Falcon, and they got to use those tunnels, and they got to go really fast, like Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, that's called the Kessel Run.
Okay.
So
didn't they talk about it in that one Star Wars movie where Luke does the handstand with Yoda, and Leia's on the ship and they're in the tunnels? It's actually a worm, and
I don't remember if they talk about it specifically on Empire, but Han Solo's pitch in A New Hope as to why they should use him why his ship is the greatest. They did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
You do realize I don't remember most
of it. That's why I'm explaining it
to
you.
Okay.
That was his pitch. It's like they did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, which even though nobody knew what the fuck a parsec was, they're like, oh, that's impressive. Okay, nice. 12 parsecs.
That's everyone when you don't know what's going on, you nod.
Like,
You nod. Yeah,
okay.
Cool story,
nice,
bro.
Cool, nice. But what you were explaining with Luke doing the handstand on Dagobah.
That I remember because I watched that recently.
And Yoda kind of being like, I was like, yes,
funny joke,
and kind of messing with Luke's food and whatnot, and hitting him.
That's a crime. Can't do that.
He didn't. Oh yeah, he did. I think he did eat.
That's
some of his
wrong.
Food. Well, if it's Yoda, what are you gonna do? Hit a 900-year-old fucking?
I would hit a 900-year-old alien.
Wow.
Alien.
Yeah.
Yikes. Anyway. So, you found the Millennium Falcon.
We did, yeah. And then, so in the daytime, I don't know if I mentioned this, it's just not a lot of people were there. So to me, it's like it's difference between day and night. When you go at nighttime, I think it's a lot more impressive at night because the rocks are lit up, everything's lit up. You see so many people go there. They have like those people that can afford those $100+ lightsabers.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah, I wanted to build a droid, but that's over $100. It's $100 to build a droid.
I love the idea of, you were talking about the people running around with the $100 lightsabers with them. And then my thing was like, yeah, just imagine having your phone out and playing Duel of the Fates next to them.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been really great.
And they showed that scene in the
and she's like, they played that in the store.
Oh, yep, I did play it in the store, yep.
Cool.
And I was like,
that's cool.
But, yeah, so that world is pretty nice. We didn't ride the Millennium Falcon because, I'll be honest, it doesn't really appeal to me too much. I was like, oh, okay, ride the Millennium Falcon.
Will you ride it with me when we eventually
Yeah, I'll ride it. I just told Chrissy I would definitely go on it. I'm just waiting for them to put the Rise of the Resistance ride on there.
Sounds like it's also going to be a good
that's
ride.
Not going to come out till next year. They said January, February is when they're building it. Like, they're working on it now, obviously, but it's not going to be done till next year. So I told her, okay, I'll definitely go when they have it finished.
Sounds good.
Because that, I heard, is supposed to be good. But otherwise, it was nice there. We ate dinner there because the other place we wanted to eat was closed. I was very disappointed. But it's okay because the food at Galaxy's Edge is actually pretty dang good.
That's cool. So it's worth the price to.
Yeah, it is. It's worth it. So, but yeah, otherwise Disneyland was fun. Wasn't too crowded. Was able to get to the places.
Wasn't too crowded.
Yep, I got churros.
Yeah, churros.
I ate so many snacks there.
You looked like you were about to have a food coma.
I ate a churro. I ate a cream cheese pretzel. I ate beignets. I had freaking popcorn from Star Wars Land.
I'm not donating tomorrow. This talk of food is making me really fucking hungry.
I had that. I had so much snacks. I was like, ugh, I'm so full.
You're okay with that?
Yeah,
You've decided you're not gonna.
That was something different.
Okay.
I was like, ugh.
Fun. I mean, the food though, fucking deliciously good.
We did not get stuck in any rides this time.
That's good.
Yes, like last time we did.
Sounds delicious is what Brohan 123 said. Yes. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. The first thing I asked you was, did you have a cream cheese pretzel? You're like, hell yeah, bro. I had.
Well, my first snack was that specialty churro they made. That churro looks
so good
with the white stuff, cocaine. It's actually powdered sugar. They so.
I'm just hungry now. I don't even.
But care. Yeah, so normally with Disneyland they only do regular churros, but they happen to do specialty churros because Friday was the 50th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion. Like when it first opened, and it was crazy because this ride's been around for a very long time.
That would be 69.
Yeah, I think so. 69. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my dad turned a certain age this year.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, she's already said 50th anniversary.
My dad turned 50 this year.
Yeah,
actually.
So
he was born in 69.
He's the same age as the Haunted Mansion.
He's the same age as the Haunted Mansion. There you go.
That means my mom is older than your dad.
Oh really?
What the fuck?
My mom's older than his dad.
Speaking of my dad and mom, they're out in I think they're still flying right now. Yeah, they still gotta be flying. They
left today.
They left today, but they're doing the UK tour. Right. They're going to London, Ireland, Wales, and Scotland, and it's going to be a blast. And they're going to be gone for 2 weeks, and I'm going to be getting a lot of messages. Messages and photos and stuff. Dad already told me that.
That means we gotta stop by their house and check on the cats.
Check on the cats every now and then. Well, our neighbors are back, so they're going to be doing it daily.
Oh, they are. Okay.
So I just got to check on them occasionally to give Ollie his water and stuff like that. But my dad already did confirm for me that they are going to be taking a tour of the Guinness plants in Ireland. So it's like nice. It's really cool.
And then all I can recommend is if you go ride Thunder Mountain Road at night, it's pretty nice.
That's the best.
It's very pretty and nice.
At night is the best way to ride that.
This is my personal recommendation, and not everyone's gonna like it. Sit in the very back, because have I told you the story of why you should not sit in the front?
Why should you not sit?
Because if you sit in the front, when you go down, your car is the first one. It goes slow because it has to gain basically.
You want to feel the momentum.
Yeah, it has to gain momentum to go down.
That's
because
it's traction.
It's
good
traction.
So a clever idea.
And then I found out this from Chrissy. Brad does not like that, right? He can't tolerate it. She said when she tried to get him on, he almost cried. I was like, what? I was like, that's a baby ride.
Does he just not
Brad,
like
we're adding you right
But yet, he loves the Jurassic Park ride.
What the fuck?
That's what I said. I'm like,
oh my god, Big Thunder Mountain is nothing.
My mind went like this when she told me. I was like, but
God.
throwing Kanan under the bus aside. But yeah, my personal recommendations, if you go.
I never thought of it like that. I always sat in like the middle-ish area.
Yeah, you know how I found out a long time ago? My friend took me on, and she said, ride the very back, because.
That's clever.
Yeah, because if you ride, like, the front's the slowest, the middle, I mean, it does. Honk, honk, honk.
Shout out to the neighbor that's letting their car just
right.
beep,
the middle, I mean, you gain momentum, but it's more fun in the back because that's when you get the most wind because you're the last car. You're going down last. So you get the most speed, as I call it. But yeah, to get all you have to do is just when you go in line, you see how many people there are. And
yeah,
then,
that is smart.
And then you tell them you want to sit in the back, like the very, very back, and they'll put you there. like you're the bad kids in the back of the bus.
Yes, very true.
Yes.
Very true. The pause, I wanted just everyone watching and listening to just hear our stupid neighbors with their car.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, that's the only ride I specifically. Oh!
There we go.
Chris, I forgot to mention this. So, Space Mountain is still changed to Hyperspace Mountain. It still has a Star Wars theme. I had never been on one Star Wars theme.
Really?
So, he changed it. So, now it's Star Wars theme.
Hyperspace Mountain.
And Chrissy wanted us to sit in the front. She's like, can we go in the front?
Remember way back in the day?
I still look pretty stupid with the picture. I was like this. Ready? I'll reenact it for you. I was like this.
Yeah. I was like, keep your eyes open this once. Don't cover your eyes.
I couldn't.
You didn't cover your eyes, but your eyes were still closed.
No, you know what I did? I was this because I was freaking out. It looks like I was like, oh, Greg, you're a dummy. Like,
yeah,
my face palm.
That is very true.
But yeah, so they changed it to now it's Star Wars themed. So now, okay, so you remember in the original Space Mountain when you're like basically just getting launched into space because
they're just like, all right,
why not? People are
here.
here. Launch them in the space.
Launch them.
In Star Wars now, they launch you because you're part of the Blue Squadron and you have to take down the triangle ship.
The Star Destroyer?
The Star Destroyer.
The triangle ship.
That's how I remember
the Dorito ship.
The Dorito ship, yes. You have to take it down, and then something happens to your...
You have to crunch that Dorito.
Yes, but something happens to your squadron, and then Admiral Akbar goes, it's a trap, and then you get launched into space because you're trying to get away from the TIE... They're called TIE fighters, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're trying to get away from the TIE fighters.
Wow, you're such a fake nerd. You were able to name what the Millennium Falcon was, but you don't know what TIE fighters are. No, I'm kidding.
You know the Millennium Falcon, but not the Kessel Run.
Yeah. You're such a fake nerd. How dare you?
Don't have me like that.
I'm adding you like that. No, I'm kidding.
Now, when she says TIE fighter, is that TIE as in like tie?
Like you're like
or heritage?
What you're descended from.
It's a TIE fighter.
No,
we're giving
the joke we're saying is like, do you mean TIE like the people?
Because I'm going off of the fake nerd girl like comment. It's like, okay, when she says TIE fighter, does she mean like TIE or TIE?
I will say even I know the TIE fighters how they spell it. But yeah, but yeah, the Space Mountain was still fun. That's the first ride we went on because I knew it was going to be a long line.
That's true. That is very true.
And I was surprised because the way they put us in there. So you know how when we usually lined up, we would wait outside.
Yeah.
I guess they were really smart about it this time. Like, I don't know if they've been doing it for the summer because it's been hot. Everyone's been waiting, like, in the shade. They purposely put everyone in,
that's so smart.
in, like, the inside doors. So that way nobody... Happy anniversary.
I can't read the
name.
I'm
going to fuck up this name. Is it Rajveer? 0625 says happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Yeah,
it's hard for me to read that name at this distance.
Yeah, we have the computer a little bit further away. Anyway, so they line everyone up in the shade.
Yeah, so when they lined us up for Space Mountain, I had never been in that door.
Really?
So there's actually like a fake satellite in there, and they actually have...
that's when they call an Xbox a
PS4.
Yeah.
So they actually have pictures of real life like not constellations, like stars,
like star clusters.
Star clusters in like space. They actually have it in there. And I'll admit, I thought they were made up. So I googled one, and it turns out no, they're real.
Yeah, space clusters are.
Yeah. When? Oh, and then they changed Pirates of the Caribbean a little bit.
Oh well, I remember. Okay. I know.
Not for good, right?
I've heard that they've changed so much, and I watched a video about all the shit that they changed, and I'm angry.
So now I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Blackbeard and
What is a good laptop for school on a budget?
the HP...
Depends on what
you actually did this a few years ago.
I did. I'm trying to remember. It's like the HP Slim or something.
It was I don't remember.
13.2 inches or something. I got it at Best Buy.
Yeah.
It also depends on what you need it for. Do you need like just an actual laptop, or do you need like a, what are they called, a netbook? Like the smaller.
Yeah, but
like a Surface where it's like a tablet.
I heard like the Surface.
Yeah, like don't get a gaming laptop if you're just gonna use it for like college.
Yeah.
I would get a gaming laptop. But
well, we have reasons.
It could also depend on your major too.
Yeah, but
if you're doing animation, you might need to look at like a
but I mean, if you were like me, a theater major, I just got like the HP Slim 13.2 inches or something like that, and that had like everything I need, like Word, PowerPoint, all that good stuff. Yeah, and it still works.
I had a Toshiba. I don't remember what kind it was,
but
that was the one I was recommending.
You're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, so. Now, do you remember when they used to have Blackbeard and Davy Jones in the fog?
Yeah.
They took that out completely. So now it's just a little, like, fake banner thing of pirates. And then in that little, when you're going in that area, on the side now, they have, like, a guy in a cage, and then the octopus from freaking Peter Pan there. And I was like, what?
Why?
But they still have Barbossa and Jack Sparrow, although it feels weird having them in there now.
Really?
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to take them out eventually.
Do they just not fit with it anymore?
It does. To me, it feels too outdated now with them, especially because I just have a feeling they're gonna. They
made like quick modifications to Pirates of the Caribbean when the movies came out to be like, oh, we need to make it match with the movie.
Like on the walls, they added Barbossa and Jack Sparrow. I have a feeling they might eventually take them out because they want to reboot it with the new red pirate that's in the ride.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, other than that, it's still the same. Bro, you guys talking about adult stuff when I am just semi-kid.
That us, yeah.
Yeah.
Being an adult sucks. Don't grow up. Don't fucking grow up.
I was going to say, to be fair, we are adults.
We are adults.
We are
physically.
Yes.
At youngest, we're in our mid-20s. At oldest, we're in our late 20s. Well, when we have the six of us here,
30.
When we have the six of us here, at oldest, it's early 30s. So we're old fucks.
But yeah, late 20s. But otherwise, yeah, everything else was still the same. I think they added some stuff to Haunted Mansion because of the 50th anniversary.
See, no, that makes sense. Like, do like a little like homage and a bunch of stuff.
But Haunted Mansion is still very nice. I like it.
I've always liked Haunted Mansion.
It's still one of my favorite rides.
Haunted Mansion's always nice.
Yeah. I just want to go when Nightmare Before Christmas is.
That is
that
one.
Fun. You want to go between November.
The only time I want to go.
November. You don't want to go to Disneyland any other time?
No, I'm saying that's what made me want to go because
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Because when I got the DVD for Nightmare Before Christmas, they were showing the stuff that they do at like, I know it's down in like Florida, I think, but they do that there too around like Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, I want to go
with the mindset of a teenager.
But
that's being generous.
But yeah, they do that between.
I'm mentally 12 at best.
I'm mentally 12.
They do it between November to I think.
Well, he's probably talking about himself, like he's a semi-kid with the mindset of a teenager.
Oh,
yeah, there we go.
God.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they do it between November to January, so that's when you want to do it. Because what they do is, I think sometime in October, what they do is they actually close the ride, so you can't go in because they're remodeling the entire thing. Because that thing takes a while. Because that.
Basically they
it's
reskin
huge.
and repurpose.
They have to put everything in there, and then of course when they have to rebuild, to make it back to Haunted Mansion, they gotta close it again, take it out.
I want to go so bad.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm not talking about you.
Start say.
No, talking about you.
Start.
Oh no, talking about us. Oh shit. Okay.
Let's say start. Let's say if you want to go.
I mean, that is true. Yeah.
Let's say if you want to go, start saving up now because it is expensive, especially if you want to eat there. You gotta save up for that. If you want souvenirs, you gotta save up for that. Parking, you gotta save up for that.
I'll just call my family and be like, hey, so if any of you are wondering what I want for Christmas,
there you
money
go.
for Disney.
Yeah, just tell them that.
Just be like, send me cash. I'm saving up to go to Disneyland.
Yeah,
it'd be really cool.
Because I want to go to Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, just tell them if you can, send it to you early.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go in December. I mean, you can go around Christmas. There's people that go to Disneyland at Christmas time.
Yeah, that is.
I personally haven't.
I know I'd be off that for Christmas.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys can go. I don't think I would recommend Christmas because I think it's really crowded because everybody wants to go on Christmas.
That's very.
So I would say the best time to go to Disneyland is
I actually have one. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's not as crowded. My parents went on Thanksgiving a couple times.
Me physically, it looks like I can drive.
Oh man.
They went on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, they went to Disneyland during Thanksgiving, like on the day of Thanksgiving a couple times, and it actually is So when is your best time?
I would say sometime on a weekday. Yeah. But you have to like kind of gauge because it depends on what time of the year you go on a weekday. But yeah, weekdays are best because weekends, that's when everybody goes. Everyone's going on a weekend. So I would say if you can go on a weekday. I heard Tuesday.
For an example, Friday, what would that look like?
Well, it depends because last year when I went, it wasn't super crowded, but it depends on the time of year you go because some Fridays it can get crowded because obviously that's a weekend. Mm-hmm. I would say probably Tuesday or Wednesday because that's the middle of the week. Everyone's at work.
True.
Yeah, I would say there.
Kids are at school.
Kids are at school, exactly. Now,
yeah. Well, Greg, whenever
I can get
whenever you get hired on, start thinking about.
There you go. Yeah, you can take her to Disneyland.
Once I'm not with the temp agency and I actually get time off, I can actually.
And then I didn't get it, but fast passes are a blessing. I will say that, and wear comfortable shoes.
It's funny that Brohan says that people never believe him when he says his age. Because we recently had a conversation about how people think that we're way younger than we actually are, which was really interesting.
I don't understand how that works.
I don't either.
Anyway.
But yeah, so you got to go to Disneyland. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. And I'm planning on going back.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I want to go next year, for sure.
Shout out to, Johnny
Two Socks,
who says, hey, what's up? Hello. Or is it? Yeah. No, Johnny.
Two Socks.
I thought it was an E. For a moment, it was like Johnny. No, it's Johnny.
Yeah, I have to go to Disneyland next year, though.
You have to go. For Marvel Land. Yeah, we got to go for Marvel Land.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, hey, what's up? We're doing good. Celebrating 1 year of podcasting, which is a lot of fun here, and all that fun stuff.
About Disneyland.
And about Disneyland, but we're also going to talk about right now. So I realized you kind of already given your general analysis or your general thoughts on Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Okay. You came out last podcast, you're like, oh yeah, it was good. Mm-hmm. Give me a brief discussion but a brief couple sentences to what you thought of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. You've beat Dimitri's route, and you're starting Claude's route. What have you thought of Fire Emblem 3 Houses?
It exceeded my expectations far than I thought it would.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I was excited for it. Right. But, I don't know if I said before, but the last two...
From 13 and 601 with a deep voice.
Gotta love that puberty.
Damn, right? Yeah.
But the last two games I played weren't... To me, they weren't that appealing. That's why I was kind of iffy on...
So you didn't like Fates?
Fates? Which one was that one?
That was the one that was 3 games.
I didn't like... I will say this. I liked... I didn't like Hoshido's route. The Birthright. I didn't like Birthright. The ending was really bad.
You were like, that wasn't good.
That sucked because that was the first one I did. I liked Conquest and I liked Revelations. Revelations by far was the best one because that's the one.
You only had enough money for Birthright.
I know. I would have been so pissed. I'm like, I spent my money on a crappy game. I've done that before. But
Beyond Two Souls, you pre-ordered that. Yeah.
I know. We don't talk about that.
No, we don't.
So yeah, Conquest and Revelations were by far the best out of the 3. But I thought Revelations was the best one. Echoes I haven't beaten, but it's a remake of an original of one of the old Fire Emblems, so it's kind of slow. And I haven't even gotten to there's supposed to be a time skip where they get older. I haven't gotten that far.
I wonder where 3 Houses got from.
But the time skip in 3 Houses did a lot better.
That's good. Yeah.
But
wow, they ripped it from Echoes.
Wow, their own property.
They could sue.
What? We're gonna sue
Can I sue myself?
I mean, you can.
God, yeah.
You can, but can you plead insanity whenever that comes out?
I pre-ordered Drum Force.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
How do you think I feel? Oh. I remember seeing people so hyped for Jump Force.
Wait, what's...
Is that fighting? Is that Shonen Jump
fight? The Shonen Jump fight. Sorry.
This is Shonen Jump fighting game.
Why is he saying how to...
It was bad.
It was
critically panned.
Yeah,
fans hated it.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Even with adding All Might in there, and Bakugo as DLC, and of other... Well, thing is, Deku was originally in there, and All Might always in there. But even adding all these characters free deal... Was it free?
It's free DLC.
It's just...
Brohan can confirm or deny if the DLC was free.
But basically, it was one of those Shonen Jump fighting games that everyone was really excited for. That was going to be great because it had a bunch of the properties coming together. The story was really bad.
It just wasn't that.
It wasn't that great.
I remember people lost their shit when it was first debuted at E3 because it looked realistic, and then you saw Luffy, then you saw Ichigo, and then you saw Naruto and stuff, and Gintama. They're all running at each other in this desolate city and unnamed city in Japan.
DLC was not free.
Okay. Well, that's even shittier. Yeah.
So basically, it's just It's basically me when Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem was coming out.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be good.
And it wasn't, and you're glad you didn't get a Wii U for that. Yeah.
When I found out, I was like, this teaches me to not raise up my expectations for a game that doesn't even have a proper trailer.
Yeah, that was
my mistake.
Well, there's also another great thing. So you fucking love Three Houses.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like this has easily been your favorite since Awakening, and you fucking loved Awakening.
Oh.
I bought the DLC. Oh, man.
Oh, that's even worse, because then you're like, you wasted this money on DLC and a crappy game.
Well, what's even worse is, and I'm thinking back because he mentioned he's 13. I think back to, like, you know, when I was 13, like,
Can we confirm that this is a guy?
Or individual. I apologize. I said guy. I defaulted.
I just don't know if a gender was ever dropped.
I think I just use guy as a general term. Regardless, when I was 13, like, I would save up my allowance and be like, oh, I want to get this game. And it's like I got my 360. It's like I want to get this game. And there were those occurrences where, like, I'd go to like GameStop and I'd go get a game. And I go try, yes, mail is what they said. So mail, we're good.
Yes, it did.
But like I go and I get a game. I'm like, yes, I'm so excited. And I go and play it and be like, oh, this sucks. And it's like I spent like $30 on it. Like I even got it used, but it was so like newer. So it was like I spent $30, but it's like, well, $30 is nothing because we work full paying jobs. When you're a teenager, you're saving up like, oh, I got my birthday money, my Christmas money, and my parents pay me a little bit of an allowance to do this or that and stuff like that. And you're just like, okay, let's like, all right, I saved up this money, let's go get this, and it's not good. And you're just like, shit, that sucks.
That was me with Castlevania Judgment.
Oh, I remember you telling the story.
Yeah. I still own it. I can't bring myself to part with it because it's such a bad. It's that kind of cringy bad.
So bad it's good. Okay, all right.
That's why I have it. But yeah, it's not the greatest Castlevania game out there. Yeah.
Well, there's a greater thing that seems to have happened in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and see, with me, I get money on birthday and Christmas. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. There's a meme war going on right now. There's a war between the Blue Lions and the Golden Deer because of a Polygon article that came out, and no disrespect to Polygon, it's just this Polygon article came out, which is based off some facts about the people who are playing the game. And some of the English voice actors ain't having that, except a large sum of money. But I get a large sum of money, though, which that's always really nice. But there's been a meme war going on, all perpetuated because of an article from Polygon. Tell us about this meme war and why you should take up arms with Claude's voice actor, Joe, and fight to make the Golden Deer the #1 house.
Okay, you're wrong, sir. It's all about the Blue Lions. Fastest you've ever drove. Almost 100.
I would say almost 100 going up to Vegas. It's easy to pull almost 100 going to Vegas, especially those long dune.
No, this was me not going to Vegas. This was me driving home at night at 2 a.m.
Ooh, yeah, that'll happen too.
Yeah, because you're enjoying yourself.
You had like small town Missouri back roads. So what's the fastest?
We had cities too.
I mean, no, I'm just saying.
What's the fastest you've driven?
I'm just saying, like when you're like on a back road or like on a small road, like when you live in a small town, it's easy to not pay attention, I would assume.
So I've driven on interstates before, like before I had my little panic attack on the interstate because the semi almost drove me off the fucking road. I've driven like 70, 75-ish on interstates, but just normal roads, the fastest I've done. The highest like speed limits they usually have is anywhere between like 55 to 60, depending on where you're at. Yeah. So there-ish. 110.
Yeah.
110. Wow.
Speed racer life.
Yeah. Damn.
And also
fucking running in the 90s, playing in the background. There you go. Yeah.
Anyway, sir, you are wrong. The best house you need to be joining is Blue Lions for our leader Dimitri, voiced by Chris.
My time is blowing up with people.
Okay, well, regardless, let's talk about the meme war.
Okay.
So what's been going on with this meme war?
So in Polygon, the article was, I don't know how they got the statistics. I guess based on what people are playing, but Edelgard is the most popular leader. Everyone is picking Black Eagles. And so when Polygon posted that article, somebody I think tagged Joe in it, and then Joe made his own video saying like, oh, Polygon is saying that Edelgard is the most popular leader and we need to fix this right away.
Yeah.
So basically he does it like a recruitment video.
It's a recruitment video to be like
how to make Golden Deer the #1. And then of course Chris, he did
his video was awesome.
I was mad.
I was mad. He's just like, I don't need to react at all because then he put on the sunglasses. Yeah. Ho's mad?
Yep, because he's like, I'm freaking Dimitri, and he's like, Ho's mad and whatnot. So it's just kind of like they're going around just like doing this stuff because they're having fun. Basically,
they're having a fucking blast, and I love it.
And then of course Polygon then made another article about if you're in the USA, then Canada, the police get more.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
But Polygon then saw that he did the video.
They did the follow-up article.
And they did an article for his video. So it's pretty much, the voice actors are just having fun with it because they see, like, how much everyone loves Fire Emblem. And I like this interaction. I like all these voice actors just interacting with everybody because they're having fun with their game. They're having fun with the characters, like, embracing it. And that's what I think we need nowadays is, like, silly, lighthearted fun.
Especially with, we talked about at the top of the podcast that, we had 2 mass shootings that happened recently. There's been a lot of negativity in the press and in the media.
I thought there were 3.
Well, there was a third. Yeah, that's right. There was a third one earlier that week.
Yeah.
But it's like the ones that happened within 13 hours of one another.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like we've had a lot of negativity. We have a lot of negativity because of who's in office right now, and I'm not going to go into my opinions one way or another. I can say something, but I'm not going to.
Let's just say Canada. Don't worry, we're worried too.
Yeah. No. It's. All I'll say is
because we have a Canadian friend that every time she's like,
this side, this half of Hardest Reset is, I would argue, is the more liberal side. So I think you can know where we're coming from, which that's the more Democrat side, which is the not where Trump is. Regardless,
the good side for the moment.
We could talk about politics and stuff like that, but like there's a lot of negativity, and it's one of those things where seeing articles like. Claude is the best from Heroes, and here's why. And it's just about the meme war going on. That's awesome. I love it. And I also want to give big props to Nintendo because I totally know that they're watching this podcast. They're not watching this podcast. But a big shout out to Bobcat. Bobcat?
I thought it said Bobcat.
Bobcat. It just from far away it looked like an M. Bobcat.
With 3 T's.
3 T's. Hell yeah.
Do you like Trump?
Oof. No. Yikes. Anyway. We're not touching that one. I would say
This is also the same person that says, "Hey, violence causes video games."
Ooh.
So no.
You mean video games cause violence?
Same thing.
Regardless, you know what I mean. But like to see things like the meme war with Fire Emblem 3 Houses and shit like that, pretty great, and I fucking love that. And also, that's what I was gonna say. Big ups to Nintendo. Nintendo could easily sit there and keep their voice actors from make their voice actors say, no, you just need to speak the professional way. Just say, hey, we got a new game out.
Are there companies that do that, though?
There are certain AAA companies. Like, I'm talking like your Activisions and your EAs. Like, you have to kind of be like, hey, I'm in a new game. The fact that Trump was one of the few viable candidates last election. Oh yeah, no, it's oof. Anyway, but
because I didn't even know some companies did that. I know certain companies are like really particular about some certain voice actors. They can't use their character's voice to say certain things.
There's that, but there's also like some companies are just like they want you to only talk about the game in a professional sense. They don't want you, for lack of a better term, they don't want their voice actors to have fun with it. But Nintendo in recent time. They perpetuated the Team Instinct memes when Pokemon Go happened because they saw how much people were talking about the game.
Yeah.
And even though Niantic was the ones that made the game and Nintendo kind of just gave the license for Pokemon, but like the fact that they're doing this with 3 Houses, which is like that's a first party title. I would say Atlas is another company that's been allowing the voice actor to have fun. Cassandra Lee Morris got to read "Go the Fuck to Sleep"
as Morgana,
which don't be sorry, Rohan. It's all good.
Yeah.
Didn't she also read like another book or something?
She read another book. I don't remember, but it was like there are companies that allow their voice actors to have fun with it, and the fact that Nintendo hasn't been the downer to kind of be like contact them, say, hey, kind of chill it on the meme stuff. They're kind of just like. The voice actors know where the limit is, and they're keeping it at the limit.
Because
great.
There was I think the UK. They're still publishing like Nintendo magazines. They even tweeted at Joe saying, "Hey Joe, Claude is on the top of our magazine cover, and he's right side up." And then Joe, of course, he tweeted that.
Let our memes be memes. Yeah.
freaking OkCupid.com.
Poster memes on MySpace and
OkCupid.com. He does say that.
I watched the video.
Oh, you did? Okay, beautiful.
Did
you watch the other one? Did I show you the one with Chris?
Yes. Okay. I watched it with you when you were sitting in bed watching it.
Besides, Ho's mad.
Puts on sunglasses. But no, it's like, I love that there's companies like Nintendo and Atlas that allow their voice actors to have fun, because it allows for like the fans that are like living that meme dream to let the voice actors live that meme dream along with the fans, which is really fun. And I love that.
I like that because me personally, like talking with certain voice actors, I get kind of a sense of anxiety. I know I shouldn't, because they're regular, not to any kind of Xbox. I mean, I know voice actors, they're humans just like us, but I get that sense of like it's hard for me to talk to certain voice actors because I don't know, it's just that thing where I feel like I don't know how I can relate to them. But then I see, Joe and Chris just having at it with these memes it up, and I feel like it's easier for me to relate. I feel I'm comfortable like commenting on their stuff on Twitter.
Shout out to was that Spitty Hohen.
What are we talking
about? We're talking about the meme war related to
Fire Emblem Three Houses with the voice actors.
And why the best house, the Golden Deers, are going to climb to the top.
Sir, you are wrong. It's all about the Blue Lions.
At least we don't follow the fascist, which is the Black Eagles.
Oh, true. I thought you were going to say something about the Blue Lions. I'd be like, bro.
They're criminals.
I'm just sitting here like, I'm Team Mystic. Does that count for anything?
Ho's mad. Yeah.
Ho's mad. What?
Yeah, so there's a meme war going on, to recap. So,
in Fire Emblem Three Houses, the voice actors that do Claude, Dimitri, and Edelgard, they're kind of
three main characters.
Yeah, they're doing like this meme thing, like saying why their house is
on Twitter.
Why their house is
why
their house is the best.
Yeah.
So they're having a little bit of fun with it. So,
hey.
Whoa, shit. There's been an explosion going on right now. I don't know.
We just got a crap ton of followers.
There's just a fuckload of people who's pouring in out of fucking nowhere.
What is going on?
I have no fucking clue what is going on right now.
Did Twitch break?
Twitch is broken. Twitch is fucking broken right now.
What in the world?
Holy fucking shit, what's going on right now?
What did you do, Greg?
I don't know what I did. Did I open the meme portal, the meme hell? I don't know what's going on.
Anyway.
The meme portal, the meme hell.
Anyway, so...
Ho's mad.
What the hell? Holy shit, like I'm seeing I am your secret admirer. Just out of nowhere, we just got a fucking explosion.
It's still going.
What the actual fuck is happening? I am very confused. Like the stream is like pausing right now.
What is going on?
I don't know what the fuck is going on. We just out of nowhere Did someone make like 5,000 fucking followers?
It's
like
totally
Robin, is this you?
Robin just like destroyed everything. Ho's
sad. Oh yeah, I've seen that too.
Ho's sad. My favorite one was Ho's surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite was Ho's.
Ho's.
Yeah, it's just Claude's face, and it's like Ho's.
I'm just imagining like Pokemon versions of this is like hose.
Yeah, right.
Hose.
There is what the actual fuck just happened? Like
It's still going.
It's still going. Like it's showing what
is someone hosting us?
Did someone just like host us out of nowhere? Well, like there's nothing saying anyone hosted us.
Well, anywho.
Oh, did someone like drop a thing in a popular stream or something? I don't know. So, explain why your house looks like an anime store. Because it is.
We are weebs.
Because we are the most filthiest, disgusting weebs.
I mean, it does kind of.
Also, it's like a mixture of like a bunch of our stuff put together.
Yeah. That is true.
Some of this is your stuff. Some of this is my stuff.
And
your guys'
May has her bookshelf that you can kind of see a tiny bit of it over there. But yeah, it literally looks.
We'll bring the webcam over there at one point.
We'll have to. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do
one
that.
Day.
So man, I may have to turn off the notifications for this right now.
Just sound.
Just do it.
Just the sound of that. That's just
Yeah. Which one is it though?
It's I gotta remember.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
What did you do?
We started talking about Fire Emblem.
We started talking about Fire Emblem. I was thinking about sharing this channel, but now I don't have to. Oh my fucking god.
We're not gonna stop you if you feel like you want to.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. But that I may have to turn the sound off at least and just have this going quietly.
Do you remember how to?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through right now.
It out.
It's the alert box right here. Let me go to the settings for the alert box right now. I'm gonna have to,
the world?
Because we're not gonna be able to talk on a podcast and like have the same.
Well, I can, but you guys are all like, whoa.
I'm distracted by all the
plethora of names that are.
Don't stare at it, guys.
I know.
It keeps moving. I can't help it.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking to you guys.
Is it not gonna load?
It's gonna take its time.
Oh my gosh.
There's stuff. There's people here.
Streamlabs is being slow.
It's all good. I was like, hi. Plug your YouTube. Oh, plug the YouTube. Oh shit! If people want to see this podcast from the beginning, tell us all about yourself.
Tell us a little about
yourselves. Alrighty. So
we're weebs.
Yeah, we're a bunch of weebs. So for people who are wondering what's going on, this is the HR Office podcast. We're an hour into our 1-year anniversary, and something crazy fucking happened.
Streamlabs is just being
Streamlabs
really
just lagged hard fucking core, and I love it.
I think we're just gonna have to deal with it.
We might just have to deal with the sound, which is totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless,
we
can't even see
the HR Office podcast. The HR stands for Hardest Reset, our YouTube channel, which is at youtube.com/hardestreset. We upload videos every Saturday. It's a little gameplay video. Sometimes they're skits, sometimes they're stuff, all nerd related. And we we stream our podcast every other Sunday and put it up every other Monday. We're also eventually be getting back into streaming. My name is Greg. I'm a meme lord and all that fun stuff. Who are you?
I'm
for
May.
All these new people that have now magically...
I'm away.
I'm away.
I'm May, and I'm a huge weeb, and I like my husbandos.
You love all of your husbandos, absolutely.
I do.
And Mira, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Mira, and I'm here.
You are here. That is very true.
You are, in fact,
I'm here.
Absolutely.
Semi-queer.
Did you bring the beer, though? That is
I brought the beer. I brought the beer.
Did you bring the beer?
I did.
Fuck yes, you brought the beer.
I'm here. I'm semi-queer. I don't drink beer.
There are no dancing bears.
There are no dancing bears. All right, so we're just gonna let this go.
Yeah.
Might as well.
We're gonna have to.
Can I steal a sip of this?
You
didn't even wait for me to say yes or no.
I'm so sorry about this. So
automatic rights.
Because of the fact that we haven't played much 14 Shadowbringers lately, because we all try to play when we all have time to play together.
Mm-hmm. Have the chat up in the other window.
Yeah, I'll have the chat up in the other window.
Streamlabs is just failing
with a bunch of people. It's all good. Here, I'm actually going to turn down the sound. There we go. So that way I can just kind of keep that down and it's not that loud.
How do they when they all do D&D they'll hang out, but otherwise they're normally not on here to do the podcast. It's just when they stream D&D once a month.
Yeah, so we do our once a month D&D
They live
stream.
a little further away.
They live more out in the LA-ish area, and we're out here in like the Inland Empire area. And all that crazy stuff. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
It's just frozen.
Oh, the thing is just like I want to make sure that a bunch of stuff. I want to make sure everything's okay. I want to make sure the sound's okay. Like I'm gonna ask this right now. Anybody who is watching this, is the sound of the following notifications too much? If so,
because we just turned it down.
I will try to get this all fixed because Streamlabs just decided to go super.
8 viewers, constant follows.
Right? Yeah, it's like I am very fucking baffled right now. This is weird.
Same stream channel. It's fine. So the audio is fine.
Okay, audio's
someone
fine.
says it's loud.
Yeah, I am. Oh, okay.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, I don't know. We got
Streamlabs finally decided to cooperate.
Streamlabs finally allowed us to. Okay, all right. So,
what is going on?
Yeah, I know, right? It's loud. Okay, let me I want to fix this before we keep going. Yeah. No, it's like I'm just as baffled as everyone else, just because here I'm actually going to.
Now watch it do the thing.
I'm going to turn it off.
Does that turn off the sound?
It should turn off the sound because it turns off the alert box.
Okay.
Yeah. With how many are fucking rolling through here? Yeah. We'll just,
did it finally stop?
I think it finally stopped. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well.
Actually, it looks like it wasn't that.
I think maybe it just was the same ones just repeating.
Did Streamlabs just have a fuck up in some way, shape, or form?
Regardless,
I have no idea what just happened.
Rolled through.
That was baffling, but okay, we're all good now. Good channel growth. Yeah, you're right.
That's still a bunch that just rolled through.
That is true. I don't blame the person's like 8 view count, consistent follow suspect. Yeah, I'm very suspect of that as well.
You talking about Final Fantasy?
So we haven't played much of Shadowbringers recently, but what we have played, we've been doing the periodic updates. Like, still loving it, still great. Music is fucking fantastic. So in the times that I haven't been playing it, I picked back up Resident Evil 2, and I just finished Leon's campaign, and I just started Claire's campaign. I want to say, May, thank you very much for getting me that game for my birthday. That game
You are welcome, sir.
That game is so much fun. I had fun when I played it initially, and then I forgot where I was, and I think I'd fucked up, so I restarted the game a couple weeks ago, and then I restarted it, and I finished through Leon's campaign. Ada, the super cuck, I love to say. We made cuck jokes about Leon and Ada for a good solid 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, she kissed him.
She did, and it was like the cucking has begun, because then you can attest, especially that Ada just is a super cuck to Leon in 4 and in 6. Or the fake Ada, or as we called it, Fada Dong in
what?
So
in 6 there's a fake Ada. It's part of the story. I think her name's Carla or something. But we called her, the running joke was it was fake Ada, so her name is Ada Wong, so instead we call her Fada Dong for fake Ada.
Yeah.
Just a joke we came up with ages ago and it's stuck ever since.
I would have just called her Ada wrong.
But then what about the fake Ada part?
Yeah, we did.
What are you guys' favorite game?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, she's the resident Kingdom Hearts lord over here. What would you consider your favorite game or game franchise?
Does it have to be one?
Fire Emblem.
Can it be multiple ones?
It could be multiple.
Okay, good.
Yes. Oh, absolutely, it can be multiple.
Fire Emblem, Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, because those are considered two different franchises. Yeah. Final Fantasy. What's another one? I have there's quite
Professor
a few.
Layton.
Oh, Professor Layton, Phoenix Wright, Castlevania. When it was good, Metal Gear Solid.
When it was good, yeah.
I'll admit it. I don't like the newer. I do not like the newer Metal Gear Solids. I never played 5.
Did anyone really?
There were people. I had a friend who loved 5 and the Phantom Pain. Loved it.
See, I feel like
Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, Ground Zeroes. Yeah.
I feel like that would have dropped off after Kojima left.
Well, 5 was the last game that he
did. That's why
he didn't get to finish it though, did he?
He had to.
Because I thought he was forced to leave before.
If it makes sense, he finished the game because he was getting.
They do.
Out.
Those two watch speedruns.
Oh yeah, we watch the GDQs and stuff, and watch other speedrunners.
I'm a lot newer to it.
In fact, speaking of speedruns, there was speaking of Resident Evil.
He told me that
recent speedrun
an hour and something
was like I think an hour 27 minutes. Someone beat Resident Evil 4, which that was fucking awesome to hear about.
So, what about Resident Evil 2?
So let me finish up Resident Evil 2, and then I'll talk about my.
What's the thing about maybe beating Leon? I thought you did.
I did. Well, because I wrote this. I was writing up the topics yesterday, and I didn't know if I was going to beat Leon's campaign or not.
Gotcha.
Which I did, which was pretty great. I have 3 ones have not been released yet, but others are Spider-Man, PS4, and
Undertale.
You guys, I think I'm finally going to set aside.
But Brahan, have you played Deltarune?
That's a good question. I think I'm finally, after all these years, I'm going to set aside my preconceived notions of it and finally.
I would say if you can play the PS4 version, they have an extra boss.
Which you have the PS4 version,
there you
so
go.
I'd be able to play the PS4
Kissy Mew Mew,
and I have Deltarune, or at least the first chapter.
I do too on the Switch.
So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is
I haven't beaten it. Anyway.
So I beat Leon's campaign. The way that they made that game was a lot of fun. It was creepy and it was spooky and there were some crazy puzzles and it was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that I have been able to experience it. It's definitely I haven't played Delta.
It's so good.
I love just the way that they refined the controls for that game. It just feels so natural and so right, and it's beautiful. And I'm playing Claire's story. I just started Claire's story, but I think I'm going to take a break for the rest of the day and just play something else
because I like marathoned the rest of Leon's story in RE2. I love it. It's easily one of my favorite games of the year. And yes, when we go to podcast awards at the end of the year, I am putting that down as one of the nominees because they completely remade the game and it's beautiful. Graphics are great, stories off the wall, and it's Resident Evil. It's fun and it's awesome. So you talked about your favorite games. You love your weeb shit. You love your Personas. You love your Shin Megami Tenseis. You love Final Fantasy, shit like that. You said Kingdom Hearts in all caps, spaced out. What else?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And hey, you're in luck. The one's coming to Switch next year.
And I mean, like, I'm in Persona and Final Fantasy too, but, like, primarily it's, like, Kingdom Hearts, Sims, Animal Crossing. Time waster games.
They're not time wasters. They're good.
Animal Crossing basically is because you're basically just killing time. There's no real objective to the game. There's no way that you win the game. But I mean, like, you can keep going when you finish paying off your house and all that jazz.
Spitty Horn said, "I'm not much of a gamer, but when I played Skyrim, I really enjoyed it. I understand the appeal, but I don't like scary games.
I'm with you.
I
cannot handle scary games by any means."
Okay.
It's so funny because like I love scary games and I love scary movies, but when I play scary games, it's a different thing altogether.
It really is.
Putting yourself in that atmosphere.
Which, going to Spitty Horn's thing about Skyrim. Skyrim's one of my favorite like Western RPGs. Like Skyrim is fucking awesome. Which Chrissy, Brad, and Suya can all attest. At least Chrissy and Brad, they fucking love Skyrim. Skyrim is awesome. Yeah. So that is a good game to say that you have played. I will say that.
But did you take an arrow to the knee?
I didn't take an arrow
to
the
did.
knee. Yeah. Skyrim is not scary, lol. No, Skyrim is just fun.
I'm sure there's probably like creepy moments.
Oh yeah,
that's
but it's
true,
not scary though. Yeah.
It seems like one of those. It seems like one of those games that would have genuinely creepy moments.
There's a couple darker paths, like side paths you could take in the game.
Yeah, I get too invested.
I get too invested. No, that makes sense. Especially because you're controlling a person in a horror game.
Like puts you in there, so you're kind of in control of their fate.
Fatal Frame for me is like one of those.
Fatal Frame! Oh my god, Fatal Frame scared the shit out of me.
Because it's just like you're just fighting with a camera. You don't have any other way to combat the ghosts, and when you're out of film, you're fucked.
Yeah, basically. So my favorite. So were there any others that you had that were some of your favorites?
Not that I can think of right now.
Let's say, what about N64 games?
Quest 64 is the best game ever. Everyone should play that game. Quest 64.
I was gonna make the joke of Pokemon Snap.
I swear by that game. Totally.
Quest 64 is such a meme of a game.
It is.
I actually never got to play any.
Way back in the day.
My cousins did, but I didn't.
When I used to stream all the time because I had my broken foot like 5 years ago, I had like N64 emulators, and I remember we would play Quest 64. It was like the good old day, like when Robot had first joined the stream, and it was older Robot that was there, not current Robot.
Yeah.
And like where the hell is Robot?
He
poofed.
He's probably in a I don't know.
He's probably doing something right now.
Probably wanting donuts.
Or he went to take a nap.
He always wants
or he went to sleep.
Probably went to a record store.
Probably.
Or he get the sweet new vinyl.
Hell yeah, dude. Hey, Slipknot's We're Not Your Kind came out, and that's a damn good record, and I'll knock that out of the fucking way now. Let me get to that real quick, and I'll tell you my favorite video games of all time. The new Slipknot record's really good. If you like heavy music, and you are a fan of bands like Slipknot, go listen to We Are Not Your Kind. It is a mixture of Iowa and Volume 3, and those are my two favorite Slipknot records, and they are so fucking good.
I'm curious about this next topic.
The next topic's going to be fantastic. That's going to be the one Mira is going to take the helm of, because it's... We found out that I'm a broken man.
I can't mention the first one.
You can talk about it too, but it's like Fossil Fighters.
I played that.
Was amazing. I heard of that. But anyway, because I was gonna say I got recommended Iowa weeks ago. I didn't finish it. It's a heavy record. I listened to Iowa in Volume 3 when my parents' divorce was really bad, so it's like having that angry heavy music was really nice. And the new record's really good. It's pretty great. And you're confused about something.
I want to know. I want to talk about that first one. I can't, though. I have to wait.
Yeah, just give me a moment, because I want to answer this person's question.
Okay.
I'm getting the Slipknot one out of the way, because I remember that, because we talked about music for a moment since Robot goes to record stores all the time. New Slipknot record's great. Go listen to it. It's fucking great. I'm the music guy out of the three of us, and I fucking love music. And Slipknot's new record's really good. Go listen to it if you like metal and heavy music. Really good. My favorite games. I like The Last of Us. That was a great game. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Fantastic masterpieces. Spee Hoen loves music as well. Good job. Yay for us music people.
As far as weeb games, I love Persona 3 and Persona 5. Persona 4, not so much. Sorry, not sorry about that. Let's see. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is always going to be my heart of hearts as like favorite RPG because that was the first RPG I hardcore got into. I know it's a very controversial one, but I actually really liked Final Fantasy 13. Minecraft is actually really good, but when I'm having really bad anxious nights, it's really nice to sit down and build and have a good time, and it's always fun to do that. Minecraft actually isn't that bad. Minecraft is a cult at this point, which is coming back.
The Cult of Notch.
The Cult of Notch is coming back, and I don't know what happened, but Minecraft is apparently back. And I'm
aren't they doing like something on Netflix with Minecraft?
I thought it was because some YouTubers brought it back.
YouTubers are bringing
like
it
PewDiePie.
back.
It could have been both.
Yeah, PewDiePie went back to Minecraft, which is crazy.
It could have been both.
Very much so. But Achievement Hunter never left Minecraft. They've been doing it for like 20 years, it feels like.
They're trapped in there.
What are you looking at?
I can't.
You want to go to the next topic?
Yeah, because I have a question I have to ask you.
Okay,
so let me know when I can
let's
ask
see,
it.
Other games that I like. Let's see. GTA 5 is really good.
I forgot to say Last of Us.
Last of Us. Okay, yeah, there you go. Last of Us. Let's see. Mentioned Persona 3, Persona 5. I liked Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 13 was actually good. 15 was fantastic. The best of the PS1 Final Fantasies is Final Fantasy 9. Fucking fight me, Scrumbler. Although the remake of 7 is actually shaping up to look really cool. I'm actually really excited for that.
I liked 10 and 12.
Never played 12.
If you can get through the political stuff, it's pretty good.
Don't believe Ondor's lies.
I
just know the
I'm Captain Von Rosenberg of Dalmasca. Don't believe Ondor's lies.
All I know about 12 is the Mega 64 video. That's the only one I know.
And also, Balthier and Fran are great.
What Remains of Edith Finch. That's what it...
That's a game.
Yeah.
What Remains of Edith Finch? It's a game.
Yeah, that is actually.
It's a very popular game.
Yeah, it very much is.
I've never heard of it.
Now you have it.
Let's see. I love me some Portal and Portal 2. I will always love those. I am a sucker for the OG trilogy of Halo games because I play those religiously. When it comes to Nintendo, Metroid, specifically the Prime series, has a special place in my heart.
Like Samus.
Like Seamus. There's
little Metroid.
Yeah, little Metroid right there.
We had to free the Metroid.
We got to free the Metroid, absolutely. Halo 2 is my Bible. Halo 2 is my introduction to online gaming because I got an Xbox Live membership just for Halo 2. But yeah, those are the games that I like and all that fun stuff. I don't have a transition for this next one.
I don't think you like games.
I like games. I like games. Fun games. Anyway, I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, Mira, you're gonna front this you're gonna front this next topic because I'm apparently broken.
Wait, she has a question.
Did you never watch PBS as a kid?
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
But the not released game I was talking about may have been an arcade machine. It was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Last Survivor. Ooh, there's a JoJo game.
There's actually a couple on PS3 and PS4.
That's actually pretty cool.
I know Megu talks about it a lot.
That's cool. That's
Let's ask
cool.
Chrissy if she knows.
So
she does, I think. She has it.
Let's give what this actual. I'm just gonna read this and then we'll break this down here. So we realized recently that I was broken because I had no idea what Wishbone was. I didn't know Jurassic Park was based off of a book.
I remember that because you asked me.
But I know the first 4 Limp Bizkit records.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I think, the Limp Bizkit thing doesn't surprise me because that's a band.
Yeah, but Limp Bizkit in particular,
Limp Bizkit's not like grade A music.
They're not that great.
But it's a band, and Greg, he's a music buff, so I'm not surprised that he knows Limp Bizkit.
Listen.
I don't know their songs, but I know who Limp Bizkit is.
Listen, I'm going to say this.
Once again...
I may not know which song.
He knows their first 4 albums.
I do!
Because he's a music buff, again.
Results May Vary, which is the really bad record they put out.
Here's the thing. I can understand if you knew more about Beastie Boys because...
Or the Beach Boys.
That's an old thing.
Red Hot
Chili Peppers, yeah.
May actually confuse the Beach Boys and the Beastie Boys.
Well, because she's not really that knowledgeable with music. You're not that knowledgeable with books.
So
here's once again, I go back to this. So, did you not ever watch PBS as a kid?
Yes, I watched Thomas the Tank Engine. I watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Sesame Street was my fucking jam. I was down to clown in the neighborhood and on the street, dude.
But you've never heard.
But you've
never heard of Wishbone.
Okay, so
it's on the same channel.
Do you know what Wishbone is?
Apparently, it's a dog that reads books.
Yeah, so it's basically
he basically
never heard of any Limp Bizkit books.
Basically, okay. So Wishbone is basically a TV show,
Russell Terrier.
and that too. It's basically a TV show and a series of books. It's where this little dog he goes on adventures with the books. That's what it is.
I know Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Well, okay, you know that.
They basically retell the stories with Wishbone as the main character.
But yes, it was a really cute show back in the day. I used to watch it.
The only one related to books I watched was Reading Rainbow. I watched Reading...
That's good,
LeVar
Burton.
But I'm surprised you don't know Wishbone.
I had no idea. She started singing
I had to show him the theme song.
Yeah, she started singing the Wishbone theme song, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What's the story, Wishbone?
But I know, I may not know.
There you go. Well, he's 13 though, so I'm not surprised.
I'm 26.
Yeah,
I should know what Wishbone is.
Yeah.
But
especially if you watched PBS back in the
I watched PBS.
Did you ever watch Sagwa, the Chinese Siamese cat?
I thought that was a fever dream for the longest time.
I remember when I was in middle school, high school, I'd come home to my dad and I'd watch it. It was actually a really cute show. So it was
what?
It was a Chinese Siamese cat, a little kitten, and she drew with her tail, and her and her family lived in the Imperial Palace.
It's actually really cute.
It's a really cute show. It's one of my favorite cartoons.
What? But
what are you on about?
I saw
another PBS kids show.
I saw that when my sister was really, really little, and for some reason, I forgot all about it, and I was just like, did I imagine this? I swear to God, I saw a show with a little kitten that was over in China.
What's a wishbone?
I like Arthur.
What is a wishbone? And how much does one cost?
Yeah, right.
Arthur is great.
You know they're still making Arthur.
They're still making Arthur.
And because they banned there are certain countries that banned that episode with Mr. Rapper.
I was gonna say, Mr. Rapper was gay. He's gay.
And he had a wedding.
He married a dude, and they jammed out to his wedding.
Hell yeah.
And certain countries banned it because they're incredibly homophobic.
We can't have homophobic animals in our cartoons.
But did you know that on Limp Bizkit's fourth record, Results May Vary, they covered the popular The Who song Behind Blue Eyes, and it wasn't that good.
Hey Greg, did you know Jurassic Park is based on a book?
No, but I know that Fred Durst packed a chainsaw and he's going to skin your ass raw, and if his day keeps going that way, he just might break someone's fucking face tonight.
Quoting lyrics.
I'm quoting lyrics to Limp Bizkit song.
In Alabama.
Oh, yeah, in Alabama.
Yeah, in Alabama.
What the fuck is Alabama aside from a state?
No. The whole Arthur thing.
Oh.
Alabama banned that episode too.
Oh, okay. I thought Alabama was a show on PBS. I was like, what all did I miss?
No, Alabama was the state that banned the episode.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Sadly.
But yes, Greg, Jurassic Park and The Lost World were books.
Yeah. I was like, you're shitting me.
And then
Jurassic Park was not a book.
And then I remember you came to me, you asked, and I said, yeah, I read it.
Yeah, the book came out 3 years before the movie.
And this wasn't a case of Greg was drunk and was being stupid. This was just Greg was stupid. Apparently.
This is Greg not knowing books. It doesn't mean you're stupid.
Apparently I know Limp Bizkit's third record is Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water, but I had no fucking clue that The Lost World was a book.
Chocolate flavored water sounds really
Hot
gross.
Dog flavored water.
Whatever the fuck it is.
That's nasty.
Either way, it's gross.
Oh man.
But yeah, Jurassic Park is a book.
Yeah.
So is The Lost World.
What's about the music corner?
Oh, I already talked about the new Slipknot record. It's really good. It's really good.
Okay.
So... But yeah, the point of this...
But yeah, we're putting you on blast. You don't know Jurassic Park. You don't know Wishbone.
We finally have some things I don't know. Shrek is based in my life. Based in my life. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, like, I give you shit for not knowing stuff. Yeah, right? We've given you shit for not knowing things. We've given you shit for not knowing things. You guys can now give me shit for not knowing things.
I'm gonna sit you down and have you watch Wishbone.
I don't want to.
It's so
Can we just show you a picture of the dog?
I've seen... Okay, I'll look at the doggo all day. That's a cute fucking doggo.
Right? I love it.
All doggos are good doggos.
He's a good boy.
Not all doggos are good boys because some of them are good girls. So, thank you, Professor Doggo, for informing us of that. But anyway, so we're gonna be... we got a couple more...
Did I tell you I told a fake snake at Disneyland that he told me to get out of his swamp because I confused him with Shrek? Tell me that.
Tell me that.
Okay.
Tell me that.
So
that
we were
awesome.
waiting for Indiana Jones, and I look at the snake, and I was like, "Get out of my swamp!"
Wait, I can understand Jurassic Park, but the other one.
Yeah,
really?
it's like. You can, but
I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. I'll
okay.
tell the snake story.
Well, but you wanted to hear it too.
I heard it. I'm just saying.
Oh, did you hear the story? Did I tell you?
Partly.
Okay, so when I was waiting in line for Indiana Jones, there's fake snake statues along the ride when you're waiting outside. Mm-hmm. So I looked at the snake that I posed with in the picture that I took, and I said, the snake said, "Get out of my swamp," because apparently I think snakes are in Shrek and they live in swamps like he does. So the snake said, "Get out of my swamp."
I haven't seen Shrek in God knows how long.
How many is there? 4 now?
4 or 5?
There's too many. That's the end. And then I heard they want to reboot it.
Are you kidding me?
I think they do. I don't know. I heard somewhere they wanted to reboot it. And I'm like, why would you want to reboot it? You know what I fear of?
Who would watch the reboot?
There's people that would. I mean, there's people that watch the reboot of freaking Lion King and Aladdin live action.
These are also people that weren't around whenever.
That's what I'm saying, though.
The people came out.
The people who weren't around for Shrek will probably watch the reboot.
When did the first one come out, even?
Like 2000 something. I fear for the day they reboot the Avengers.
Nope.
That.
Everyone.
Everyone's gonna watch the reboot of Shrek.
So apparently there's gonna be a reboot of Shrek.
Yes, they're rebooting Shrek.
Yeah, they're rebooting Shrek. And Miranda's like, what?
Yep.
I had not heard of this.
They're rebooting Shrek.
Yeah, of course.
What the fuck?
Because that's how you make money nowadays. You reboot everything. And I said, I fear for the day they reboot the Avengers because I don't want that to happen.
Right.
But they're gonna do it.
So
Hollywood.
We're gonna be dead when they do that.
We got a couple other topics, and then we're gonna wrap it on up. We're also getting close to the 2-hour mark, which we like to keep a podcast around 2 hours at the most. So let's unplug from our Fire Emblem videos. So we did a series of 2 videos on our YouTube channel, which we mentioned earlier was youtube.com/hardestreset. This shameless plug and shill. Go like, comment, and subscribe on everything. No,
hit the notification bell.
Hit that notification bell if you want notification. Ring that bell. Dude, ring the bell so hard it cracks like the fucking Liberty Bell.
Whistle the woo. Or
whistle go woo. Whistle is woo.
I said whistle the woo.
Whistle the woo.
I don't know how you whistle a woo, but...
Which, to people who are watching the movie...
Jurassic Park is a book and whistle is woo.
Right, Disney is garbage at live action. I could do a whole podcast about my rant on Disney live action shit.
But we don't have the time.
We don't have the time. But long story short, I agree with that sentiment so much.
TLDR, what the fuck, Disney?
I know. So... There was the initial video, and we were going to do an anti-manga vlog, but we just ended up enjoying the convention itself. Mm-hmm. So we did the second half of that recording session. That was kind of you wanting to record a Let's Play. You're like, I want to sit here, and I want to do a Fire Emblem video. That was one thing that came to me, where it's like, hey, are we doing anything for Fire Emblem? Like, we can. You're like, I want to do something for Fire Emblem. So this was kind of like your project, and maybe... What was like some of your favorite parts about just the whole process, whether it was just the actual recording of it, how the video came out, maybe favorite parts of the video?
He winky at you.
Yeah, he winky at you. That was in the...
I'm sad you didn't add a heart.
I know. It's just the timing.
I know.
Sometimes it's weird because like we keep going...
I'm glad I found this channel.
Aww,
thank you so very much, Brohan. But it was just, our train of thought goes like 20 thoughts a second.
I mean, like me when Dimitri appears on the screen, and then I go right back to my statement.
We just hear you screaming from your room, and we're like, well, she's playing Fire Emblem.
One of my favorite moments in those Fire Emblem videos was when you're in the middle of a thought, and then Dimitri comes and you're like, Dimitri, he's so great! But actually, this happened, and you went right back into
0 to 60, and then back to 0.
Yeah, it's like you were driving 65 in a 65, then you went 100 for like 10 seconds, and then you immediately went back to 65 in the 65.
I mean, I gotta talk about my man in Fire Emblem.
That's very true.
Yes.
Somewhere Emmerich just sneezed.
Achoo.
He sneezed like
I'm
a
still.
cuckoo.
I thought I was her man.
To be fair, a lot.
Body pillows.
To be fair, a lot of them think I support. I will admit though, there are some that we try to do that we think are good ideas. It doesn't actually.
It doesn't play out.
I like because way back in the day we used to try to tackle gameplays the way that someone like Game Grumps or like Markiplier would, where it's like when you started a game you wanted to like go through the whole game and kind of split it up into episodes. And when we kind of pulled back from that and we just started doing what I call the funhouse approach.
See, I like doing that because. Have you noticed nowadays people's attention spans aren't as they used to be?
Part of it's
I smacked the table.
Part of it is the YouTube algorithm. Part of it is just a lot of people. Markiplier tries too hard, is what Sehan says.
I will admit, I stopped watching Markiplier ages ago.
You do you, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, Mark does his thing.
As long as he's happy with what he's creating.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah. He's happy. Okay. He's found his niche. Is that what you want to call it? Niche. You know, I support him what he does because that's what he does for a living. You know, and kindergarten too. He, that's what he does for a living. You know, so whatever he wants to, that's his channel at the end of the day. So he can do whatever he wants.
For me, what I love about channels like Funhouse when they do a gameplay. They can do a gameplay video that's a one-off, but they love it so much, and the people that watch it love it so much that it can turn into a series, but it's still in that edited down format because they record for like an hour and a half, and it gets edited into like 1 or 2 videos.
I like how you edited Fire Emblem, how we played it, because to me, in little segments, that actually keeps my attention more. You know, we're not trying to... I would only do the full game, say, if I was streaming it, because, obviously...
Streaming has been perfect for, like, long-form content like that.
But when you're watching a YouTube video, I like how we have it, like, Funhouse does it, because it's edited in little chunks, and you could just watch... You're getting the good parts of the video.
You get the key parts of the game, but you're not sitting there... And, because, like, then... I'm not stressing if we're not talking for a couple minutes because I know this can be edited out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there are times like when you and I play, there is going to be silence. I
had to edit out some of the cutscene stuff in Fire Emblem because like it was just us watching the cutscene. Yeah. And unless it was like a setup to a joke you or I made, I usually kind of cut out when we were just watching the cutscene.
Honestly,
unless you were doing like a full playthrough.
I remember I played D&D once and I was a one-off villain. Oh, shit.
But yeah, nice.
That's cool.
Like the way I watched the video when you edit it, it still, to me, it flowed perfectly. It felt natural. I couldn't even tell, like, you cut out some parts.
It's just, it's one of those things when you're watching it, because, like, the visuals cut, obviously.
Yeah.
I just, this was one of the first, because you guys are, like, because... A little behind the scenes, a little inside baseball. We'll get into it, talking about like how we've done the podcast this last year. So we've had this whole thing of I used to get so like hell bent on we need to show everything, but when we pulled back and we realized like there were other channels that were like we're given like the highlights of what we've done. But you still get the general story, but it also leaves enough to where like if someone wants to go and play the full game, someone can go and play the full game and get the stuff that maybe we didn't have in our video. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I feel like the phrase "less is more" is good in this instance because you don't want to show too much, but you don't want to show too little, and you lose your audience.
Yeah, it's one of those things for me where I love, and I used to be held as like. Videos have to be like 15 to 20 minutes. Like the last video we did was an 8-minute video, but it worked so well with what we had.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I don't know. This year specifically has been really interesting for content because for people who don't know, we've actually been making content for the better part of 6 years. And we've always kind of done it as a side thing. And, it was a thing that we did that was our creative release from when we were working our shitty retail jobs and our shitty food jobs way back in 2013.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of kept doing it. I kind of got this thing just like, if we blew up, awesome. If not, I don't want to stop doing it because it's my creative outlet.
Yeah.
I don't care if just 2 people watch it. I'm putting it out there, and it's something that I love to do. And if I'm doing it for an audience of 2, I hope that audience of 2 enjoys it.
Yeah.
But it's like... This year specifically, and I remember when we did Hardest Reset, it was literally part of the reason why we chose the name Hardest Reset. It was a hard reset on our creative outlook on everything. We went back down to 1 video a week. We didn't do the podcast until after we had all moved out and got settled into this apartment. And it was one of those things where I learned a lot in kind of how we wanted to do content. And it's like, we didn't do gameplay right away. And I think our gameplay stuff started like when we did like the Red Dead Redemption 2 videos, right? Did those short edited like 3 to 5 minute videos. And then like the Final Fantasy one. But at the beginning of this year, we started getting back into the gaming content. We did the Devil May Cry video. You and I did the Kingdom Hearts 3 video. And then you came to me with... we were watching, I think, a Wang video recently, which is how the Sega games came about.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Wang was playing...
it's okay, Wang. I relate to you.
He was playing Sega Genesis Lion King. And she was yelling, and I'm like, we have to play some Sega Genesis Disney games. And so, like, we did that, and I did that specifically for the last 6 minutes of the second video, which was you
yelling at Sega at the Sega Genesis emulator with the shitty gamepad because I can't find my 360 gamepad. It's somewhere. It got lost. It's in one of the boxes in our closet. It has to be. But if you guys ever want help making a one-off villain D&D, I tend to do it as a side hobby. Just saying, and take that as you may. That actually,
there you go.
That's something we can consider. Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to say, and we'll talk about it when we talk about our favorite moments.
We'll have to talk about that with Kanan.
I'll talk about that with Kanan as well, do it in one shot regardless. But like, that's interesting that Brohan mentioned that because when we talk about the years of the 1 year podcast, one of my favorite. I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Katie Holland. I definitely appreciate it. But the thing that I love is like with the podcast, and we'll talk about a little bit, is the whole we did the D&D one shot where I got to DM for the first time, and like him bringing that up, I was like, that would be cool because I would love to do more D&D for the podcast, and that would be a cool idea. Like to consult with someone like Brohan to be like, hey, let's brainstorm on something really cool and stuff like that. But
yeah, because I eventually thought about doing a one shot.
Yeah, so I remember you saying that.
I may need to
you
get
were
in touch
telling
with
me something you were working on, which would be really interesting. But
everyone's gonna hate me for it.
No, it's a one shot. It's okay. But my big thing is when we got back to gameplay, you specifically have come out because your favorite thing for the channel.
We still need to do Tales of Vesperia.
We still need to do Tales of Vesperia.
Let's do that one of the days.
I'm totally down to do that. One of my favorite things that's come from you is you have doubled down on the gaming content because your favorite thing.
For it to say real quick though, but we're doing it in English, so you're gonna have to endure.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It's not that Grant George is bad. It's just Namco made a dumb decision to just do the new bits with a different voice actor and keep the original voice actor. And not bring
Matthew Mercer on
board.
That was a
crime. That was a fucking
I'm still crying about that.
Like I said, no disrespect to Grant George. Fantastically talented voice actor. It's just
not right for this.
It didn't work for... Well, I mean, if they had him redo the whole game, that's one thing. But for him just to do the redone bits, that's just weird. But because then he flipped back and forth between Troy Baker, who was the original voice of Yuri, and then go to Grant George on the new bits.
So what about me in gameplay?
You've doubled down because your favorite content has been the gaming content we've done.
Yes.
And you're the one that kept asking, when are we doing gaming again? When are we doing gaming again?
So I enjoy playing video games. So I enjoy showing that off.
You guys have a Discord for the channel?
No.
We're supposed to make one.
I think with you know
we're
what?
We're gonna have to now.
You know what? I'm going to make sure I'm gonna put an update video on the channel this week.
I need to re-download my Discord.
Yeah, I was saying we keep saying we're gonna do it, and we keep saying we're gonna do it.
Saying you're gonna change the Switch,
I keep saying I'm gonna change the
Twitch channel,
the hardest reset.
We're gonna have a to-do list.
We're gonna have a to-do list, but no, the Discord. You know what? No, before the next episode, I'm going to need a mic. Oh man,
a mic.
You're gonna need a mic. I am gonna post a video. It's gonna be my challenge this week. I'm going to post a video when the Discord is up. Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, hey, Discord's up. Go follow the Discord. Go be on the Discord. And we'll all be on the Discord when we're not at work. So fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I know we've been missing out for not having a Discord, but we need a Discord. And
I'll re-download mine.
Yeah, and I'll actually, in fact, probably...
I think I still have mine on the laptop.
You think you do. Yeah, but I think after I'm done with the podcast...
Can I get a happy birthday for Wednesday?
Oh, fuck yeah. You know what? We'll make sure it goes up by Wednesday so we can throw out a happy birthday. I'm going to make sure...
You got to remember that.
I'm going to make sure because we now have people that are relying on us. See, you're going to put the reminder right now.
Yeah.
Babe, you need to actually do this. But no, like going back to this whole thing, you've doubled down on the video game content, which I have loved the ideas you've been coming up with, and Fire Emblem was all you.
Because I've noticed like throughout the years I'm trying to really do more. Like, yeah, because I mean,
you've been like learning to do editing, and you've been coming more and more with ideas for stuff.
Because I mean, honestly, like lately I've been thinking about like it's my dream to have like a channel as well, like just my own channel. I mean, I haven't created one, obviously. I haven't done anything, but just kind of just watching this and stuff, I'm like, I want to get more involved and all that good stuff,
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just really proud of how the video came out. And those videos have definitely been really good, and I'm really happy with how that happened.
Yeah.
So
what's up?
I'm trying to read the name.
Brohan1234.
Yes.
Think of Gohan, but Brohan instead.
Yeah. Good point.
That's a good way to think about it. So turning it over here to Mira.
While she's typing.
As you're finishing up the reminder.
That's fine.
What did you think of the Fire Emblem videos? Because you were kind of on the background for this one.
I was kind of sleeping a little bit.
This is one of those channels I'm going to enjoy helping with. I really appreciate, we're a bunch of adults that work and we get forgetful, but we do love doing this kind of shit. So, like, any additional help is always shit that I love. And I also greatly appreciate, too, because, people helping each other out is always great. But, so the Fire Emblem videos, what did you like about the Fire Emblem videos?
May freaking out over Dimitri.
What can I say? I love him.
He's pretty great.
He's beautiful. Says the guy who thinks Claude's better.
I mean, Claude's the best, but that doesn't mean Dimitri's bad.
You're wrong, sir. Dimitri's the best. I will fight you till the end of time about this.
Children, we're running low on time.
That is true. So you love that, and I mean, fucking words. I'm the host of the podcast, and I can't words at all. I can't even create a Discord for the fucking channel, let alone say words good. What the fuck, Greg? Anyway.
How are you going to change the description of the channel, though?
I have no idea. Regardless.
Don't you have to change the description of this, too? Like, you have some stuff that's old on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do a full reset of the hardest reset.
We need to do a reset of the reset.
We need to do a reset of the reset
anyway,
of the reset.
So what, besides that, did you have any other favorite parts?
You freaking out over not paying attention of which one was Claude.
Which house was Claude?
I didn't pay attention to what the official names for the houses were. I thought they were going to say Black Eagle, Blue Lions, Golden Deer.
Nope.
But they gave the actual, the faction.
The countries.
The countries. And I was just like, oh no, teach, I wasn't paying attention.
Grandma
is real good.
Grandma
is real good.
Real good. Hell yeah. But, yeah, it was,
But yeah, for the most part, I was sleeping during the video.
You were, which I'm surprised you were able to maintain sleep while we were in there. Because for people who don't know, when we record the Let's Plays, we record them in mine and Mira's room. So,
I mean, I fell asleep when you guys were playing Devil May Cry, though.
That is true.
And y'all were, hollering.
That ska corner's the comfiest corner, dude.
It is.
Yeah, you get all comfy in there.
It is.
It's funny because you don't like ska, but May skanks anyway. Because it's a fun place to skank away at. It's a fun time.
Yep.
But
jokes. Yeah,
you're right. But yeah. So I did not fully understand what had happened there, which is pretty funny. So yeah, I'm just really proud of how those Fire Emblem videos came out. I'm excited for some cool stuff. With Catherine Full Body coming out next month, we got an idea that you're going to be in.
I also need to get back into writing shorts.
You need to get back to start writing the shorts. I actually do have a short that by the end of the month I'm going to release, which is going to be really cool. I'm going to get weird. I'm going to get avant-garde with some content, too, in the near future. We're going to do more D&D. Hopefully we have an episode this month. If not, we'll obviously update. And we'll have the Discord up so we can give the updates as to when people can expect things like the Homebrewers D&D sessions and stuff like that. That'll be a perfect thing for the Discord. Why have I been so... Well, because I'm an adult and I work 40 plus hours a week and stuff like that. And so I get forgetful, admittedly. Which is sad because if you want to cultivate an audience, you want to make sure you have all of these channels for people to interact and want to be able to interact with people. But I've also been...
That's why we're going to make a to-do list for you.
That's why we got the to-do list. We're going to do that. I might even just do the Discord tonight. But if you guys get time to watch gameplay for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Last Survivor, just saying. I want to check this game out. I want to check... I would be down to clown on seeing this JoJo game. So I might even do some research. Halloween's coming up. I know we're going to have some cool Halloween spook stuff. And by spooks, I mean not spooks. Although one of them is going to be spook because you still have a PS4 with PT on it, and I'm going to use that to our advantage/disadvantage.
Do you know we played that ages ago? We tried to.
We played that 5 years ago, and
time to revisit it.
Yeah, it's the best anime game I've ever seen, or I've seen. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It sounds like it's going to be fun times. But yeah, we're getting to the 2-hour mark. We're going to make this part really quick. We're celebrating 1 year of podcasts. I would argue this podcast alone has been a weird highlight, a weird way to cap off 1 year of the HR office. I want to do a quick go-around about some of our...
I didn't even know it was a year, to be honest.
It's been a year, yeah, because we do it every other week. So, a year has 52 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't know when we started this.
We started it around I think it was
sometime after we moved in.
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I didn't remember.
Slunny Tubby's gameplay in Halloween. Oh, I've heard of that game.
I've seen Mark and Jack play it.
I've seen that game.
Or no, not Jack. It was Yummy Mash.
Yummy Mash. I remember that name.
Man, is Yummy Mash still doing games?
I don't know.
I never hear his name anymore.
I haven't heard that name in years. I really have not. But anyway.
Someone ought to check on Yummy Mash.
Anyway,
1 year of podcasts. I'm going to kind of go around real quick. We'll start with Mira, and then we'll go May, and then I'll end it.
Oh, no.
Favorite podcast moments from these last year?
I can't think right now.
Oh, my God.
What?
I told you that this was the year anniversary, and to have some memories ready. May,
I wasn't thinking podcasts, though. I was just thinking videos in general.
The only reason I found you guys is because I use the anime.
Oh, good.
Well, because we're a bunch of dirty weebs, it makes sense you would find this because of the anime filter.
I mean,
look at us. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is another game because I saw my my Assassin's Creed figure back here.
I was gonna say you have 2 of them.
Yeah, it's like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is my favorite Assassin's Creed of all time. But
I
anyway,
like the third one.
Third one is good. You know, people gave it shit, and I can understand people's criticism. With
anyway, my favorite memories podcast. Just honestly, I don't think I have a favorite one. Just going around talking about various topics.
Yeah,
I just enjoyed that.
I basically scrolled for the just chatting category and clicked a random.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
We got lucky then.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, just sitting around talking, I've just enjoyed that. Even if there's some topics I haven't been a part of because I don't actively take part in it, I've still enjoyed it, you know.
Right.
So
it's been nice because when we were known as These Snazzy Gamers, we did it on Skype, and it was really hard to feed off of people.
I will say I didn't like it too much on Skype, only because, like you said, it was hard to feed off on each other, and it's just that.
And like depending on who it was, because like me, Kari, our internet connection was shit.
Yeah.
And there was just, you know, when we did it on Skype, there were just some years that were rough. So it's just I didn't feel up to par.
It was nice to reset the podcast, and the fact that we already had the initial HR, and it was like the HR office. That's a perfect name for the podcast. Since I remember when we realized, we have our hardest reset, and I'm like HR, and you're like, we're the HR department now. We're the HR department.
We are the HR department, and I'm head of it.
Oh, yeah. You're the HR manager.
Yep, because I fired you guys. Remember that one time?
You did fire us.
She fires us each podcast.
Yeah, I do.
That is very true.
And I rehired you.
I remember when that was a bit that we started doing on the podcast, and then we stopped doing it for whatever reason.
Because I just rehire you guys every time.
That's true.
Yep.
Skype, wow, you guys were playing a long time
ago. Yeah, this was a while ago. Yeah. We've done this for a very long time.
6 years.
Let's say, like, hardest reset, we've been doing it for a little over a year, but the channel used to be called The Snazzy Gamers.
Well, you started off as
two Snazzy Gamers, it was just you and I, and then we added you and became The Snazzy Gamers. And we did that for 5 years, and then we stopped for a while. We rebranded, renamed, and kind of honed in everything. We started this hardest reset, which I would argue, we've left the TSG stuff on the channel just because, even though there's some videos I'd rather forget about, I mean, they're still part of the history of the channel.
You know what I would still do? I would love one day to just go to old video games we played, try doing it again, replaying them, see how different it would be.
Do you want to know what I want to do? One of them I want to do?
No.
Fuck Ico. That game did not age well.
I like Ico, but that's a game.
No, one I do want to do is No More Heroes.
I was thinking about that actually.
Go back to No More Heroes.
I did too.
I think with our new...
You guys actually introduced me to that game.
Yeah, I think with our new editing style and having the 3 of us in a room to play No More Heroes, we could make some...
How would we play that, though?
Well, I still have that. We'll make sure...
make sure to make rules
in
the Discord.
Oh, no, trust me, we will make sure that will be a rule.
Because the first one is either on the Wii or the PS3, I think, but you have to have the motion controls.
Well, the thing is that I still have the old capture device. I still own that, so we could still record it on the old capture.
Well, I mean, how would we play it though? Because that's, I mean, you have.
What are we playing it on?
What console are we playing?
You could still play. We could play it on this TV because this.
No, what the console?
Wii.
Oh.
Because you have it on your Wii, right?
I do, but I have to dig it out.
I mean, I'm just saying that we can do it on the Wii.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can go back and play Evil Within.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to do more of Evil Within. That would be cool.
I'm still sad we didn't save the Rip Yuri Lowenthal.
Oh, the Rip Yuri Lowenthal was one of the best videos that never happened.
That I streamed. That was like when I streamed. And
that was when you were streaming. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Mira, favorite podcast moments or just favorite moments in general? I'll open it up to more broad for you guys.
Kind of the same thing with May. It's just we talk about so many different random things, and some of the conversations have been like really wild. Just talking and seeing where it goes.
Yeah, there have been. Let's see, I'm gonna put
JoJo memes somewhere in the
chat. I like JoJo memes.
Hey, JoJo memes are great. Dude, fucking.
My favorite
memes are great.
Memes, meme it the fuck up. Hell
Even if we haven't seen the show, the memes are great.
Memes are fantastic. Some of my favorite moments.
I loved our duo cast when it was just you and I. Yeah, we did a little duo cast. It was just a nice chill chat, hung out, had a good time.
Yeah, I like that too. How come we don't do more of that?
That's on the docket to do more.
The docket.
The docket, yeah.
What's a docket?
It's a fancy way to say that's on the list.
Oh, okay.
It's on the schedule.
It's on the schedule. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I'm not a manager, HR manager. I gotta make a schedule.
Anytime we've had like a freak out about something somebody didn't know, it was always great.
Oh yeah.
Jurassic Park.
The Jurassic Park. I would say out of all the podcasts we've done, my favorite was the D&D one. That was the one that I was the most scared about. That for multiple reasons, and some of the behind the scenes about that one. In my personal life, I've been.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. On my personal life, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection about stuff. Kind of coming to terms with a lot of stuff, dealing with a lot of personal demons, personal mental stuff. And at the time that I was writing that D&D one-off, there was a lot of that I fed into it, which you could clearly see when we got to the end of that, which may or may not have been based on I can at least say that idea was based off of what I have gone through, what I've done in my personal life as far as mental illness is concerned. But it was related to a very recent incident that's a very personal incident. And it was one of those things where I had never DM'd before. I didn't even know how you guys were even going to like, because you've never played Dungeons & Dragons. I didn't know if it was going to retain your interest, because for you like to have things that retain your interest, which I think anyone who's watching any piece of content wants to be entertained.
Yeah.
You want to be entertained. You don't want to sit there bored for 45 minutes.
That's why I don't usually watch Critical Role, because I don't know if it'll keep my interest. But I like it when you guys talk about it, though.
You like it when people talk about it. The thing is that with Critical Role, for example, like, that is a long commitment. Like, watching any D&D thing is definitely a commitment. Mm-hmm. I was so scared about how that would turn out. I really was. Mm-hmm. And then we did it, and when I got to the end, and like, you were getting emotional, and then Mira started tearing up at the end of the D&D episode, and then I started really kind of breaking down my wall a little bit. It was so nerve-wracking to have like your first time doing something that big, like in a public space. Mm-hmm. But I was really happy with how that came out. How did you like doing the D&D episode?
That was good.
It was good.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Mira, what's it?
Yeah.
Not just going to you, but like what? Because my favorite episode was the D&D episode. Mm-hmm. What did you like about the D&D episode?
It was fun being a sorcerer.
Sorcerers are weird. I mean, in a good way. Just trying to keep track of that shit.
Yeah.
Being a bard's weird too. I'll definitely tell you that. Being a bard was definitely weird.
I'm definitely not used to having access to so many spells.
That's true.
So that was a lot of learning.
You had a pet panther named Shadow, which totally was an influence from
DMC 5 or V.
As a birthday gift, can I become an admin? And just so you know, I support you guys and your channel.
Hey! You know what? It has to wait till Wednesday. It'll have to wait till Wednesday. But I will make it happen on Wednesday. It's on the reminder right there. But yeah, we'll on Wednesday we'll have the supplemental video saying, "Hey, we got Discord up. Is new fan and friend Brohan1234's birthday. You're now an admin.
Or give it away.
Robit will just be like, "Wow, it took me so long to be part of this chat," and you just give it away to somebody.
Robit's gonna be like, but the thing you gotta know is that there is a hazing process with Rob the Robot 99, who is he's been our ride or die since the very beginning. And
yeah,
I love Robit. He's not here for me to say it, but I love him.
One day I want to meet him.
I want to actually.
I know he jokingly says I'm all the way here.
I do want to hang out with him and just be like, "Yo, we're finally hanging out with you." And stuff. Mm-hmm. I remember when he said he would never even show his voice, but after we were streaming for so long, show like any part of him, or even have people hear. Well, the thing is that he didn't want people to know what he looked like, know this, know that, not even have people hear his voice. But when he started doing his little sim streams and he started talking, I was like, "Oh shit, he's a person."
He's a person.
So what's the requirements? You just got to go through Rob the Robot 99's hazing process. No.
Oh God, no.
When it comes to admins, generally our admins are like personal friends that we know. I would honestly say that this is probably the first time we've had like someone that we haven't personally known
that
expresses that kind of interest. It's just a matter of, you know, keep things in line if spam happens, you know. It's stuff.
Literally moderate the chat.
Literally just moderate. Like I said, we've been doing this for so long with such a smaller base of people. Like I said, there's basically been people we've personally known, or internet known, and so favorite music albums is what they're asking. We're gonna wrap it up. We'll quickly answer that question.
This will be the last question.
We'll quickly answer that question because I think I'd say
this question is for Greg mainly.
No, I mean I'll have you answer the question too. You can even answer game soundtrack. You can answer game soundtrack too. Oh. But regardless, like I said, like basically moderate the chat. That's basically what I would say. Mm-hmm. But regardless, we've had a crazy year of this podcast. I love doing it in person. I love that we're the trio that gets to do it. Don't forget, I still have school. It's all good.
It's okay. We have work.
We work during the day. No need.
We do podcast on the weekend anyways.
We do stuff on the weekend, and we're actually going to be, because I want to, when we're doing Shadowbringers, I want to start streaming it, because I want to have like the 5 of us be doing the stream as we go through the rest of Shadowbringers, which would be nice. Which will then get me back in the mindset of streaming anyway, because I bought that chat cable so people can hear the chat on the Elgato, and I haven't used it, and I need to use it, so that'll be fun.
GG.
Yeah, right? But favorite album? God, you're gonna make me choose just one. What is your favorite album of all time?
Anything by Linkin Park.
Anything by Linkin Park, I would say.
I don't have a specific favorite.
I would say Linkin Park is my all-time favorite band. Then it goes Slipknot. Then it goes Bring Me the Horizon. So what days do we stream? We used to stream on like choice weekdays, and
it's
then
sporadic.
Whatnot. We are literally the worst when it comes to streaming schedules. We are literally the worst. We do this podcast every other Sunday, which I know is at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a great night, guys. I hope you don't seem like a bad... No, you're
fine.
You've been incredible. I thank you so much for... I'm glad you got to find us. Thank you so much for joining us for this podcast. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to be getting back into streaming like hardcore. When we keep posted on... Because you've subscribed to the YouTube channel. On Wednesday, I think part of the to-do list is sitting down and figuring out... Because we need to get back to streaming. Whether it's you or me, like, we need to get back to streaming. And
I need to redo my entire channel.
Redo your entire channel. Because then that way, at least, even if I personally am not streaming on this channel, you guys have your own personal channels that I can host. That way you guys know. And then having the Discord would be like, hey, May streaming here. Let's go.
We need to finish up Dream Daddy.
We do need to finish up Dream Daddy because we have that thing about the cult ending.
I think one more.
And we have one more. Because we were streaming a lot back when we were both unemployed. Yeah. But then I started driving for Uber and fell off. Braid gameplay. I want to play Braid. Braid is I know of the game. I think I even own it. It's one of those Steam games I haven't played yet. Mm-hmm. But I'd be totally down to like revisit a game like Braid. But favorite music album of all time. That's hard for me to choose. I'm with you with anything from Linkin Park. Recent time, though, I already gushed over the new Slipknot record, and then Bring Me the Horizon's record, Amo, has been fantastic. Those are 2 great records from this year. All-time favorite record is probably going to go to Linkin Park's Meteora, because that was like the record that defined a really bad part of my parents' divorce, and was like the first record I listened to and would like scream in my room, because, you know, that's what music helped me get out. So,
good times.
I mean... Not the circumstances surrounding it, but whenever I had that album in my Walkman, which when's the last time I had a Walkman?
May, favorite album? Got like a game soundtrack that you...
well, I guess music-wise, what's the name of the one from Panic at the Disco?
Oh, Pray for the Wicked.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Either that or Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, that's the 14 soundtrack. That's got some bangers. Hell yeah.
I'm not a big music buff, so normally...
Yeah, it's all good.
You asked me that question.
Yeah, but you like game music, too.
Well, yeah.
That's why I extended it.
Usually when that question's asked, I direct it at Greg because he's the music buff.
I'm the music guy.
Now, if you ask me what my favorite video game or anime is, I will answer that, no problem. That I can answer. But music, I'm like... Right.
So,
that's not my territory.
We're past the 2 hours, but we kind of wanted to gush over this being the 1-year anniversary. But I want to say thank you.
Little kids cheering. Yay!
Yay! I want to say thank you to everyone who watched this. That was crazy what happened in the middle, and also a little suspect because I don't know what the fuck happened. That was a lot of people.
Yeah, because it just blew up.
That just blew up for no reason at all. Favorite anime then?
What's your favorite
anime? What is your favorite anime before we go?
It's probably Psycho. That's a good one. Congratulations. Oh yeah, Congratulations. I gotta say either
Psycho-Pass?
It's gonna be either K Project or Psycho-Pass. Probably Psycho-Pass more.
Psycho-Pass.
That story to me is just so good. And
also Kogami.
Oh yes, Kogami with the abs. Season 3 is coming in Japan later this year.
Oh shit!
And I was like, oh.
We have to watch it.
I'm still waiting.
We have to sit down with me so we can watch.
I'm still waiting for them to dub the 3 movies. Come on, Funimation. I know you want to do it. Come on.
Come on, you dubbed Bungo's movies.
Yeah.
Get on Psycho-Pass.
We're dub trash. Get over it. Anyway, unabashed dub trash. Regardless, thank you guys so much to all the new people who watch. Thank you guys so much. To the people watching this on YouTube, thank you guys so much. To the people who are new to the channel, thank you for finding us in some way, shape, or form.
And we're sorry.
And we're very sorry.
We haven't done that in a while.
You're about to be very disappointed. No, it's all good. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. You can follow us all. Dub trash, sorry. Yeah. So you can follow us all on Twitter. You're at Yumejoshi with 2 I's. That's YUMEJOSHII. You're at Mirito Cosplay. And at MIRRITO Cosplay. Mm-hmm. And I'm at Greg Snazzy Gamer on Twitter. You can follow us all on Twitter. Mm-hmm. They have Instagrams as well. Yours is Mirito Cosplay, and yours is May Gusta.
With 2 I's. With double I.
Gusta.
Yes.
And I'm not on Instagram. I mean, I have an Instagram. It's also Greg Snazzy Gamer, but I'm on a hiatus right now. But you can find me on Twitter. I can shitpost me and stuff like that.
Twitter sucks.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't blame.
That's why we have both platforms.
That's why there's both platforms.
He's just more active on Twitter
I'm
right now.
I'm more active on Twitter right now. Like I've said, youtube.com/hardestreset. We upload videos every Saturday. We upload our podcast every other Tuesday. Or Monday. Excuse me. Why did I say Tuesday? Every other Monday. So basically, we streamed it tonight. Podcast, the VOD is going up on our YouTube channel tomorrow. It's going to be going up tomorrow after I get out of work, so it'll be after 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're on the West Coast here in sunny Southern California, so everything we do is at Pacific Standard Time. Wednesday will be when we put up a supplementary video about the Discord and about getting the stream stuff back together.
And the birthday shout out.
And the birthday shout out to Brohan1234. All of that fun stuff. So, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for your podcasts here. We look forward to seeing you guys very soon. We'll see you on the YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys on Twitch way sooner than in a couple Sundays. So stay tuned on the YouTube channel. See you guys on Wednesday for the update video and everything, and we'll see you guys on Saturday on the YouTube channel for a brand new Hardest Reset episode. Can't say what the video is yet, but it's going to be good. Might be Secret of Mana, which we might be going back to, which would be a lot of fun. Good luck. Have a nice week. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Spitty Hon. Thank you to Brohan1234. I know she's not here right now, but thank you to Romano for being in most of these podcasts. Thank you to Rob the Robot for
even though he's not here at the moment.
Thank you for Kari and Kita, who've been here on rare occasions. Thank you to Chrissy, Brad, and Suya, who've been here for the homebrewers. It's been a crazy year of podcasts, so thank you guys so much. I'm fucking thirsty, and I want to eat the rest of my wings. So until next time, we'll catch you guys later.